Warning: content from Security Kitchen Productions may not be suitable for younger viewers. The Ambassadors of Death, Part 1, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, is Lord Slarr here?
You've already done that, so you can't
but you also fucked up the first recording, Dylan, so...
That wasn't my fault. That was the PlayStation's fault.
So Jacob, turn down your TV!
Back to us being called dweeks, apparently? What the fuck is that?
Do you not remember this about a few years ago?
Yeah,
that stupid mindless debate.
Yes, I do remember this. This was around, like...
Yeah, I was just saying it's cringy, because I know that really annoys Joey, so... It wants to throttle me when I introduced myself as a Whovian last time.
Beautiful. Yourself on the podcast. What was that?
Well, I just love how they got the guy who played the fucking Dominator to be the space control man in this one. I just can't get that way.
Are they really the same person?
Yeah. I mean, they're not the same person in universe. It's not like this man goes on to become a Dominator in the far-flung future. Some kind of Futurama-esque story.
How am I going to entertain?
The Ambassadors
I actually like this.
of Death.
Of Death. It's not really by David Waker, though. I would prefer this episode to the full writing credits, where it's got, like, a bazillion names on. So what's it like? Malcolm Hulk, Terrence Dix, Trevor Ray, David Whittaker. I assume Barry Letts was involved as well?
I don't think Barry Letts was involved.
It'd be like the title sequence of Still on Earth, just like all the names scrolling by.
4 fucking people wrote this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After David Whittaker just got so pissed at all the rewrites that he was just like, look, just you fucking finish.
Well, no, so as far as I know, Whittaker wrote the original outline for 2, Jamie and Zoe.
Okay.
And then he rewrote bits of, like, half of episode 1 for 3 and Liz. Then Trevor Ray took that half, rewrote it as a part 1. Then Malcolm Hulk took that, rewrote episodes 1, 2, and 3 off of Whittaker's story outline. And then I think, like, 3 through 7 is then Dix finishing it off.
Wow, what a clusterfuck.
Right?
The story's a bit messy.
And it's surprising how good it is then.
Yeah, no, this is
such a great story.
Shut up,
Speaking of, I feel like this is a good time to bring up in the recording. Brian doesn't like this story.
It's so dull.
It is
Isn't
not
also this is
fucking
the first time
dull.
you've seen the TARDIS console since, like, in color?
Yes.
I think, yeah, definitely.
Because at the beginning of Slarr, he's just working on Bessie.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is a really pointless scene. I hate these scenes.
The DVD subtitles uses whooshing. That's where they get the whooshing from.
It's a universal language.
I actually really like this scene. It's a nice bit of fun.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that they do it again in Day of the Daleks. And then it's just like, oh, I'm sick of this shit.
Well, the problem with Day of the Daleks is that they don't follow it up in Day of the Daleks like they're supposed to.
Hmm.
So it just feels like this is a minute of scripting, like, just to fill up screen time.
Well, okay, I think this was originally, like, Whittaker was originally given, like, either a 4 or 6 episode outline.
Yeah.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was only one 7-parter in the Troughton era, so probably.
Yeah. And Whittaker always.
So, what do you guys think of not? What do you guys think of not as bouffant Pertwee?
Just as fine as regular Pertwee.
Wait, Brian. Since when was your name Robert?
What?
He's got your profile as Robert on the BritBox thing.
What?
Your name is Robert on the first.
It's in my dad's name.
It's Robert Hart too. Revelation here.
Brian's been hiding his
It's in
true
my
name from us
dad's
the
name.
entire time.
It's been revealed as the
No,
wolf.
I like my headcanon better.
I mean, this feels like a Chibnall-esque reveal, where it's just like, it just turns out somebody's name was different.
The whole time, even though...
All time, my name was actually Robert. Da, da, da.
Shit.
You will believe a man can be called Robert.
Every Robert is about to change. Why is it whenever we do this, we barely comment on the actual story?
You should have been on the
Because
Welcome to Fear one.
fuck
Jacob
you,
was actually
that's
keeping
why.
us in line for a while.
I was keeping them in line for Web of Fear. So,
And then you left
Here's
for
the
like
thing.
20
And then
minutes?
Jacob left for like 20 straight minutes, and then the commentary was lost after that point.
let's see if that happens again today.
By the way, I
No,
love
we're already off the rails. There's no saving.
the very sexual music in this scene. I've always found, especially the way it like eases on. It's got, like, yeah, no, like listen, it's like do 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 do. Yeah, and it's got like the shit kind of easing on to the little sticky out.
The Ambassadors of Death turn
I mean,
you on.
it's very 2001: A Space
The
Odyssey.
Ambassadors of Death is a metaphor for sex.
When did 2001: A
The
Space
Ambassadors
Odyssey
of
come out?
Death.
It's like the production team have laughed like ship have sex. Come on, it's true.
I can hear the music as well, Dylan, so it's...
Totally, absolutely. I'm not making this shit up.
You're not, and it's all
What
done
we've
by Dudley
learned already in
Simpson.
this commentary is that Dylan is turned on by the Ambassadors of Death.
It doesn't help.
The
It kind
music
of doesn't
is
help that a lot of this
furious
first
one.
episode is just prologue for what's
Wait,
going
wait,
to.
wait. Why does the Doctor have a stained glass window in his unit laboratory? That, and it's like the symbol for the Empire from Star Wars as well.
You know how I wanted Chorley to suck my dick last time?
Why?
Oh God, Brian.
Why would you want?
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Yeah, off this planet.
I now want the actor playing the Dominator to suck my dick.
No, you would be sucking his dick because he's a dominator.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's really cool, like
He's
just
a dumb-
the way that they did
He's a
this.
dominator, rubbish. He's a dominator.
Look at that man. Ooh.
Exactly, he dominates you. He's
Makes me feel all chungalunga, you know?
it's the dominator, like opening your mouth. Open second clap.
Oh, this is gonna be a long, what, fucking 3 hours or some shit?
3 hours.
It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Shut the fuck up, Dylan.
Yeah, well, I can't help
That's
being
a
all
six-
right.
And then
You
you,
know-
have
You know, when
this
that sound played, I thought it was coming from his mouth for a second. I was like, holy shit.
and this is the moment where the story actually begins.
Only 8 minutes in.
Well, it started at the beginning. It literally started off with the pilot going towards the ship. It's like there's loads of Doctor episodes where they piss about in the console room for about 10 minutes. Like in this one, it does just start off with the story. So you can make that criticism about any episode. I don't think you make about this
Oh,
one.
it's not a criticism. I'm just making a joke.
At the
I
You
mean,
know, I
the
love this
doctor,
story to
the
bits.
doctor and Liz have pissed around in an equivalent to the console room for 10
Yeah, but it
minutes.
wasn't the first 10 minutes of the episode. The first bit was to kind of be like, ooh, what's going on here? Space.
And
That's
now
what-
here's the actual conflict of, holy shit, we've lost another astronaut.
Doesn't this guy end up being like a double agent or some shit later?
That's like the
Spoilers.
first episode cliffhanger.
Right, okay, everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but in part 5, when he's the one time he's on location, listen to his accent and how it changes from when he's been in the studio.
Is it just like a different accent?
Yeah, it's like, get in, Miss Shaw!
Probably because they did the location work beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, so little did we know that Davros was an interviewer for the BBC.
Oh yeah, that is Michael Wisher, isn't it?
Oh, God damn it!
Oh shit!
This has a lot of good people in it. It has Cyril Shepard.
Yeah, it's a shame they're all in such a boring ass story.
No.
Brian, fuck off!
Brian, that's the criticism you levy at Revenge of the Cybermen, which has Michael Wisher and Kevin Stoney.
I massively waste Kevin Stoney by putting him in a horrible costume.
Also, who's excited for the return of the Cybermen?
I think
Yeah, I don't know. The Big Finish reel was just a little underwhelming, honestly. Like,
I'm kind of more excited.
we already
for
knew
the
that they
other
were
story
doing it because they did the interview with Tom Baker where he was just holding the script.
Well, no, I'm excited for the other Lost story because it's adapted by Nev Fountain.
well, the show
That was the original script.
so
The original script was by John Lloyd, the guy who's I know he's like a big name in British TV. Dylan, John Lloyd.
don't know. I'll have a little look on the interwebs if you like.
I know he created QI.
Ooh, I love QI. That's a brilliant show. Yeah, producer. Yeah, oh, the news quiz. That's a good Radio 4 show. Been going for donkey's years, that. Produced Hitchhiker to the Galaxy. It produced Blackadder. Oh, there you go.
So yeah, so you have.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so definitely a prolific man.
I love how the Doctor just is his most. I know what's going on. Give me control, and people are just like, no.
John Pertwee
That
episode.
entire John Pertwee era.
This is the best.
Here's the thing: he's also the only character who's using some common sense. Like, yeah, that was the message.
Yeah, I mean, all these scientists are complete dumb shits. Like just. Ooh.
Also, I love it. I love the color restoration work done for this story. Let's be honest, they did a really good job.
Yeah,
It's good. Yeah,
notice that it's
certainly better than the Mind of Evil colorization.
Really, I thought that was largely pretty good.
The only one that
Mind of Evil was the first story I was able to tell it was colorized.
Episodes 1 of this story always exists. Episodes 1 and 5 didn't have color restoration for this story. They existed in color.
Because Mind of Evil I went into like not knowing it was colorized, and I was able to tell it was colorized.
Episode 1 looks beautiful because that was hand colorized, rather than by chroma dot recovery.
Yeah. Whereas I think this story was mostly chroma dot. Chroma dot with some extra stuff done. Because they had, 2 episodes that existed in color plus various clips. Whereas Mind of Evil, they had like 6 minutes at the end.
So my question is, why is Invasion of the Dinosaurs the only one that still doesn't exist in a colorized way?
I think that one didn't have many chroma dots, and it was a very poor quality print.
Yeah, I heard the print was damaged. Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally the print was found at a car boot sale in New Zealand or Australia, one of those 2 places.
I think this actually was a U.S. print. I think it was a U.S. print that was just kind of shit.
No, I'm sure Invasion of Dinosaurs was a New Zealand. I'll go check.
I could be thinking. I know one of the Pertwees was a U.S. black.
Inferno, and that's a very good print.
So we're good for something.
So let's have a look.
I love how they have an 8th recovery vessel, like pretty much ready to be for 3 months because they're like, we've already failed 6 times. The 7th is probably gonna fail too.
Okay, so it wasn't actually from a car boot sale. It was from a private film collector. I was completely making that up.
It was just a bad print.
Yeah.
So odd that we don't have like any even slightly better version of the episode.
Well, I mean that like it's amazing we have all the Pertwees because there's a lot of like British TV from the very early '70s where just a lot of it's missing. Like Out of the Unknown,
Yeah.
basically none of it from the '70s exists. There's only like the first season from the '60s has anything that's still there. Right, Out of the Unknown season 3, which was 1971, I believe, only one episode exists. It's a really good one as well. It's directed by Dougie Camfield, has Don Harper doing the score, and has Packer is one of the main characters.
Ah, damn.
So Michael Ferguson's such a good director. I'm surprised I didn't get him in for more stories.
It is good.
Just that establishing
Hasn't
shot.
said anything.
I mean, that establishing shot of the warehouse, I don't know, there's something very effective about that, the way that was filmed. Imagine if somebody like Richard Martin did that, it'd be very flat.
Oh,
This is the
yes,
unit theme.
the unit music. The unit music.
And this
that
is my
I love to
kind of unit scene for me. It's one of the few times you get to see them go into action and actually have some success. Like, usually they're just like the fodder for the aliens to kill. I was watching Claws of Axos the other day, and I love the bit where just the Axon tentacle reaches out of the unit soldier about 50 meters away and just explodes.
You know what? For as much as I really don't like this story, I will relent on the directing thing. It is really nicely shot.
I mean, there's a scene like episode 5 or 6 where just like it's the Doctor going up some stairs to a rocket, but the camera pans down to a puddle which shows the reflection of him going up the stairs, and it's all just really creative like that.
It's like it's something that
he Brian gave it a compliment. The first stage has been completed. By the end of this commentary, Brian will love Ambassadors of Death.
he will very probably.
No. I'm still bored out of my fucking mind right now.
But this episode has the unit gunfight in it.
Yeah, this
Good
is
for it.
Oh yeah, I love the gunfight.
Yeah, this is such a
So good.
it's such a brilliantly choreographed scene.
on one of the we'll get the really really tense bit, which is like Jesus. Okay, the death noise there was great. Ah, it needs to become the new Wilhelm scream. Ah! He just did a cheeky wink at the soldier before he shot him.
Well, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen when you did that?
I'm sorry, not everybody's Americans, Brian. We're not used to like dodging bullets at school.
Fuck.
Oh gosh, we're not even in part
See,
one.
this is what it looks like when good guys have a gun during the school shooting.
Oh, no.
Fucking Briggs' gun was sparking there for some reason.
What the fuck? Just brought a wooden box to a gunfight.
It's like never bring a knife to a gunfight. Never bring a wooden box to a gunfight.
I love that 3 shots shot up the stairs to
3 shots, 5 rounds, whackers. Oh, shit. But the PS4's got a microphone thing up now. Oh, bollocks.
Nick Courtney can pump me full of lead any day.
Especially while you're watching the Ambassadors of Death.
and this is a really good standoff.
It's the tense scene I was talking about.
Yeah, I love this. Speaking of Nick Courtney, I don't know if we'll still be casting Scales by the time I put this out, but we have to cast a Nick Courtney, and we don't have one, so...
Jerry was thinking about auditioning for that.
Who was, Jerry?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Get him to.
I suppose the Brigadier is meant to be Scottish after all. Not that he's very Scottish in literally any episode.
Except Terror of the Zygons, where he wears a kilt.
Well, I know he's wearing a Scottish Army uniform in the Weather Fear.
Oh, yeah, true.
I have to say, was that the only survivors? Quite a casualty count there.
Indeed.
Remember, Doctor Who is just a dumb kids show.
Oh, I love a good body count. I have to say, there's been a lot I've really disliked about the Chibnall era, but it has brought body counts back.
Yeah.
The Moffat era, like, everybody's going on about, ooh, he kills people off all the time. It's like, everybody lived in, like, every fucking episode.
Or
Yeah.
the death was never permanent. Or it wasn't like a sad death like with Amy and Rory, because like they got to live their entire lives and then die.
Alright, so I was explosions in this. Sorry, it commented the direction of the story, but pretty much every explosion is really poorly done. Like, not just that one, but one with the briefcase later on. It's like they have to cut it so quickly because it looks so shit. Wait, has Dr. Tartaglia got a gay pride flag in the back there?
Wait, what?
I think that's just like 3 strips of color.
Look, it was close enough, okay. It was back
It was
before the
upside down.
90s.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan is a fucking homophobe.
Where did you imply that?
There's something about her hair that makes me nervous.
Did you see the little lick of his lips this man did? Ooh.
She's just had a KFC.
Can we keep zooming in on his lips, please? Space 6. Space 6.
That was good, man. God, those are incredibly comfy chairs for, like, space chairs.
Okay, Dylan. What the fuck are space chairs supposed to be then?
Gravity in space, so what need would you have of a comfy chair? Like, any chair would be comfy, because there'd be no gravity.
Oh, and that's the cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger is, how will Brian retort to my comfy chair argument?
Yes. So Brian, are you enjoying part 1 of The Ambassadors of Death?
Not really.
Fuck you. You're the fucking worst, Brian. Oh, God. Oh, shit, my screen fucked. Oh, fuck. Someone let me know when the episode's over.
I will.
Alright.
It's over.
It's not. Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Really,
Yeah, we're at costumes and makeup credit. Now we're at script editor credit, which I think we're in 3 credits. It's over.
We have 10 seconds left.
Alright. 10, 9, 8. Wait, shit, it's gonna go straight into another
5,
countdown. So
4.
no, don't count down. We're going straight to another countdown.
Hey!
Fuck. The Ambassadors of Death, Part 2, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. We here. We are here.
We are.
So, Brian,
We
how
are
do you
here.
read my comfy hair argument? The comfy chair argument?
Hang on, we gotta repeat
Artificial
it because this. We
gravity
gotta repeat it because remember the
exists.
story does the weird the cliffhanger repeats right after the time. It's you know what I mean. How do you without like why this weird cold open thing, which I think is cool. And then it's gun
It's different, and then it's the ambassadors.
of death.
So my argument, to recap for the viewers, was that there's no need for a comfy chair on a spaceship because you're always floating around.
But here's the thing, Dylan. When they're not floating around, they have artificial gravity. So where the fuck do you go when you're not floating around?
But who says they have artificial gravity? Just making this up. See, he's just making this up, ladies and gentlemen. I am right. Those comfy chairs are completely superfluous and a waste of taxpayers' money.
Also, is this an
Like,
episode that was
basically
colorized?
magic here. Like what does he? That's basically
Yeah. This is honestly the worst bit of the Ambassadors of Death. It's so contrived. I mean, who wrote this? Who thought, oh yeah, Doctor Who just makes tapes disappear?
Like the brig could have just walked in afterwards. Like you didn't need the whole disappearing tape.
So, was this episode colorized then?
Yeah, but look at it. Of course it was.
Yeah.
You can see the grey around the edge of everything. Yeah, I mean, this is almost as bad as when the Doctor uses the sonic screwdriver just to magically do something. No, it's just as bad, actually.
I love the idea of it's basically just magic sleight of hand.
Yeah.
But like,
It's not like it's a cassette tape where you can just put it up its sleeve or something.
Yeah, it's a real tape.
He like just manages to wheel it round and put it up his arse. Yes, ignore that little patch there, Liz. Flicks it off.
So call me insane, but I actually prefer the Briggs season 7 outfit compared to the rest compared to his usual outfit.
Really?
Yes.
I think prefer the Brigadier in season 7. He's not a caricature yet.
He's amazing in season 7.
He becomes a caricature in season 9.
Oh God, the worst offender is the Three Doctors for me. He's just
I
like
like him in the Three
the whole thing.
No, I like him in the Three Doctors.
Well, my question is, why, even in Three Doctors, is he so incredulous about every little fucking thing the Doctor says when he's been with this guy long enough to know that the Doctor knows what the hell he's talking about?
I just love the fact that the Three Doctors points out that he's never actually been in the TARDIS before.
Yeah.
Good grief, this is what we've been spending our money on.
The implication being that the Doctor built the TARDIS from unit funding.
No, really? I never would have guessed by the fact that the Brigadier says, so this is what you've been spending our money on.
That's what Jacob was just saying, Brian!
Fight.
Nah, I love Brian. And by that I mean I mostly hate him, but I mean he's okay sometimes.
Oh, really?
This is a good tactic.
God, John Pertwee's just such a Chad. He's the Chaddest Doctor.
I love him.
He has the highest Chad levels.
Wasn't there in a panel discussion talking about how Pertwee, or was that the Bolshevik thing? How Pertwee would like tell people off in the Whittaker era more.
Oh, that was the first trick.
Yeah. That'd be. I mean, I hate how much of a wet leaf Whittaker is. Like, just get Pertwee in there, just call them all fucking idiot dicks. You know, it's much more entertaining.
Fucking spread his ass cheeks apart and shit down the throat.
Like, Pertwee would be far more aggressive to the dude, and it takes you away than.
Not because he's it's not because he hates single father. It's just because it's like the guy'd be an idiot.
Oh wait, Bolshevik put out a new video actually. Apparently he yells at Nick Briggs for disregarding people who like hate the continuity change.
Bonus track is a class act.
I don't like the continuity change. But to be fair, Battlestreak's reasons are not very good ones. His reasons are just like, how many views can I get by shouting about this?
Yeah.
We're watching Earthshock now.
No, yeah, it's Earthshock with a Hypnotash.
Oh, that man is so hot.
Brian,
God, Brian, since when did you...
why do you always do that?
This at that side?
What's with the sex music again?
It's that man.
I think Dudley Simpson heard Carrie Blyton's score for Sailor and is like, I can use saxophones too.
Seriously, how great is the Silurian score?
This story makes me want to lose my virginity to smooth saxophones.
Well, I think part of it's also
Wait, hey,
emulating-
guys, that was another compliment for ambassadors from Brian.
We're down to 2.
Was it really a compliment, though?
That was a compliment. You like the music.
You like the score?
First it was the direction, now it's the music.
Give it 2 more episodes, he'll like the story.
Yeah, we're on our way.
I'm adding ambassadors of Death Suite to the sex playlist.
Nice. Wait, you have a sex playlist?
I'm gonna theme.
Yeah, don't you, Joey?
I mean, like, if I did have one, it would just be the Silurian score on loop.
You come and you just hear.
That's something you hear of you've broke a vow of chastity and say it's so.
Oh, fuck.
I love the caption there of pulsating sounds. That pretty much describes classic Who music. God,
Oh, this man lives in his mother's basement, you can tell.
he has a proper beat like.
Pulsate sound.
So I've got to ask, how is everyone taking the quarantine?
Well, I mean, I have to go to work still, unfortunately, but I mean, beyond that, it's,
I really want to go to the pub,
yeah,
but I can't.
I came up with a daily routine schedule.
schedule.
Basically, I've been going to the library like a lot to do my work because I can't do work at home, and now I'm having to do work at home, and it's just really difficult.
I'm also listening to Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's pretty good.
Oh, Brian, I know. You could listen to the Nightshade audiobook.
You could.
Yeah.
Or you could actually finish,
Or-
finish a book in less than 3 months.
God, that is the most nerdy diss I've ever heard.
Dylan, it's taking 3 months to read like a 300-page book.
Or you can actually finish a book. Fuck you.
Owned. Oh, but Brian, speaking of books you actually read, I started Sands of Time yesterday.
Oh?
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
I'm quite liking it so far. I'm about. All right. Sorry about that with the cut there. That was awful.
We
Where
were
was I?
talking.
Oh,
We mentioned that this was a good green screen shot.
did we?
Dylan did.
No, I think
Nah.
that was after.
Crap,
That was
wasn't-
after. I think that was after we cut off.
Alright. Well, to just rehab that conversation for the sake of the commentary, I said
No, it's terrible. I didn't say
better
that.
than anything. Right. I said better than anything in Underworld, that's for sure.
No, that's what I said, Brian.
No. What the fuck are you talking about? You
Oh,
said it was good.
like-
I said better than anything in Underworld, that's for sure.
The person who did the blue screen, and I was like, no, I'd rather not watch Underworld. So that was
Okay.
the question, Brian.
I think what I was on before I dropped was I was reading Sands of Time, and I've been really enjoying it.
That's very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is very good.
Drags a bit towards the middle. But
Not so far for me. I'm at like about the 100-page mark, I think.
oh really?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of Autumn Mist,
Autumn
is-
Mist.
which is an EDA by David A. McKinty.
And,
I'm
and
not
Dylan
reading
is
anything.
currently writing us, and Dylan should be currently writing a script, I believe, for a book.
I'm writing a dissertation during a glow. I'm typing for that right now.
John Pertwee looks very blonde in this bit here.
Well, he was blonde before. He
He
was
was
gray.
gray.
So.
No, he's always grey.
Oh, okay.
I mean, have you seen him not with grey hair? Thought not.
Well,
I think there's.
I've seen them not with
I'm
gray
sure.
hair.
I'm sure I can.
It was
find-
more
I'm
of
sure I
like
can
a
find
reddish
picture.
brown color, actually, before he went gray.
Is this the one with the cliffhanger? How many beans make 5?
Yes. The best cliffhanger.
It's such a good cliffhanger.
It's also a joke in Blackadder.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, I have 1 bean, and I had 2 more beans. And how many beans make 5?
It was John Pertwee and young Indiana Jones. Oh fuck! Wait, no. Oh no, Sean Pertwee was.
What
That's
was
what
the
I'm
other
saying.
one?
person, right?
He is like an old man. Is like, yes, I'm young.
I mean, doesn't like half the internet want Sean Pertwee to be the Third Doctor for some reason?
I mean, he'd be good at it in live action, just like not for audio or anything. Because
Yeah.
he looks exactly like John.
They're identical, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they're just carrying like a lead-lined pod. Oh wait, no, there's a crane.
No, there is a crane.
Hence.
Wait, so is this the night, or is this the morning after the hot sloppy sex in space? Then
Yeah. Your dick's fallen off. You got an STD.
That's a spatially transmitted disease.
when you're just so fucking hungover that the military has to pick you
Okay,
up, though.
No one's gonna cringe at my pun.
I didn't even hear you. Jake.
I thought it was quite good.
I
I
didn't hear
said
what
a
you said.
spatially transmitted disease.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow.
Well, I like it. And I
Thank you, Dylan.
finish your books as well, unlike somebody here.
Dylan, have you even read Sorcerer's Apprentice yet?
No.
God damn it.
God, do you know how busy I am right now?
Incredibly.
It's going to be horrible for the next month. And then after that, I've still got more coursework. And then after that, I've got exams. But then after that, I've got like a summer of doing absolutely nothing, so I can write them.
See,
Excellent.
have you gone to? I've gone to online learning for my
Same
coursework, and I'm not happy about it.
Alright, so Jacob, I have a question for you. Why do you think it is I don't finish reading books quickly?
I think you get bored.
Definitely.
I think,
That's not
I mean, honestly, this commentary may be the perfect time to bring it up because, like, you're bored by Ambassadors of Death, Brian. It's a pretty exciting story. It's just really long.
Death is high art, and you have a really low IQ for not enjoying it, Brian.
that's not it. I mean, Brian has a low attention span. I'll give it that. But I mean,
To be fair, you have to have a really high IQ to understand the Ambassadors of Death.
Okay, Rick and Morty, fuckhead.
but would you agree, Brian? You have a low attention span.
I mean, if we're gonna compare me to like my peers, no, I have a very long one. After all, Classic Who is one of my favorite fucking TV shows, but I guess in comparison to people who are older than me, I suppose I do.
See, I have a very short attention span for a lot of things, apart from Doctor Who, where I just sit and like watch 10 episodes at once.
Well, here's another thing. I don't think it's even the length of Ambassadors of Death that gets me, because like I can sit down and watch Dalek's Master Plan.
Why do they keep on? Wait. Why do they keep on filming this random extra?
Like-
who's driving the truck? He's pulling the same facial expression every time. It's like this
I
is
think
the
they're just
important character
reusing
that you
footage.
care about. You must care about this important character, and whether he will make.
I care about him, don't you?
I love what the helicopter's designation is god awful.
I love how the army just has random laser guns, that look like hair dryers.
Further evidence that this was supposed to take place in the 1980s.
Yeah, because they had laser guns in the 1980s, as we know.
Yeah, but
I think this must take place in the 2050s because they'll have laser guns by then.
What's the explanation for the unit timeline again?
It takes place in the 2050s. I told you.
Fucking Dylan.
here goes the helicopter.
That was very insightful. Thank you, Jacob.
Look, you can't be insightful all the time.
I get it. It's a commentary, but we don't. We're not like audio navigation.
Bessie, bro. Bessie is driving along the road. This is very interesting. The Doctor is in Bessie. He has the hood up because it is raining. Ooh, that is the truck that contains the space vehicle for which they are trying to obtain because the pilots have been kidnapped.
I
There's a
kind of
map.
just want him to do this for the rest of the fucking episode.
See, maybe then you'll actually like have the attention span for it, Brian.
Is this the one where he magnetizes people to Bessie?
Yes.
Uh,
Like, map, Jacob. Come on, you're spoiling it.
Oh right, sorry, I'm spoiling something that's like 50 years old.
Exactly.
oh shit. These episodes are 50 years old, aren't they? Fuck me.
They are. Well, actually, hang on. Oh wait, hang on. When is
Wait,
Ambassador's
I
anniversary?
just realised this is actually 50 years old now.
Wait. I might be able to upload this on Ambassador's anniversary. Hang on. When did Ambassadors air?
I mean, it won't be long away because Spearhead was on like early January.
Oh yeah, and I was just celebrating the anniversary of Silurians. Oh shit! It's this Saturday. Part 1 of Ambassadors. 50 years.
Quick.
The 21st. God damn.
You can always
I'll totally-
upload it on the anniversary of part 2.
No. I'll do it the same day. I'll fucking double upload. I don't care.
This is Joey we're talking about. He is quite insane.
It's true. Speaking of this Saturday, I mean, I guess it'll already be out if I'm releasing this after it.
We're at the
Some of the
stage
stuff
where
that
the
we use this
Pertwee era
app-
is 50 years old now.
Pretty sure there's other times where Bessie gets hijacked. Surely there's one. Does it get hijacked again?
Not that I know of.
No, I suppose it doesn't.
Colorization here is really nice. It's not terribly obvious, but I guess because most of the room is gray.
I think it's interesting that Liz is barely in this episode.
I think it's funny that she's heavily pregnant and she's like doing all these stunts.
Oh, right, she was pregnant in this, wasn't she?
Indeed. Because was this the last one filmed of season 7, or was that Inferno?
No, it wasn't. Season 7 was filmed in order.
Okay.
But she didn't have to do that many stunts in Inferno.
Yeah.
I think at this point they were still doing the Hartnell, the 60s style of recording that you'd get like a week to rehearse and then record.
I mean, season 7 was probably made on one of the lowest budgets Doctor Who was ever made on.
And it's still the absolute best season of Doctor
Yeah.
Who.
But it all actually...
You guys say she's heavily pregnant?
Oh, well, not heavily pregnant, because she hasn't got...
okay.
But she definitely knew she was pregnant at this point.
So she still did all these crazy stunts.
I fucking love Carolyn John.
But... Ah.
Fuck, we're only on part 2!
But it's so good!
It is.
I've got 5 more fucking episodes of
Nobody's
this
fault
shit.
me here.
God damn it.
Just go and finish all those books you haven't finished.
Yeah, Brian.
What are you reading right now, Brian? Dreamstone Moon?
What?
What
I
you doing?
could read Dreamstone Moon right now.
Yeah, do that, because you're contributing nothing to this conversation.
What conversation? You guys aren't talking either.
We're talking right now.
Yeah, we are.
About my lack of contribution.
Yeah. We have to supplement for your lack of interesting topics to bring up.
Here's a thing that I'm going to bring up. They played that big, scary music as if, him being a double agent wasn't already revealed.
It was the fact that this minister is now a double agent as well.
Yeah, that's what the sting is indicating. That this General Carrington, who is a superior in unit, I think is implied.
No, General Carrington's like a general in the army.
Well, okay, so General in the army is a double agent, is secretly evil. And
Well, not
works
evil,
for-
it's sympathetic motives.
You know what? Fuck this, I'm hungry. I'll be back.
Fuck you. No, Brian, the episode's about to end. Please don't.
Brian, wait.
Brian, we don't have much longer left. You have to wait.
Fuck,
What
okay.
is the captain of Australia?
Your mom.
Fuck you.
It's Canberra, actually. Or is it? I'm pretty sure that it's something like...
What is it?
Is it Canberra? Maybe it's not.
Here, I'll check.
What is the capital of Australia?
Because everybody thinks it's Sydney, but it's not.
Yeah, Canberra.
Yes, I was right.
It's cut. It's I love all these cuts. Right, cut it open and then bam.
Good stuff.
See, it kind of I love the implication that like they are somehow still orbiting, like, and just the capsule went back down.
Brian, you're still here, right?
Dreamstone Moon is better than this shit.
I doubt
Bullshit.
that. I doubt that. I've even read Dreamstone Moon, and I
Joey,
doubt
Dreamstone
that.
Moon is a Paul Leonard, so that tells you something about how it ends.
Oh no! I love Paul Leonard, but the man can't write an ending to save his fucking life.
What was it the bookworm said? He has a cerebral
The bookworm said, cerebral hemorrhage every time he has to end a book. The Ambassadors of Death, Part 3, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
I was watching a lot of John Pertwee with one of my flatmates who hasn't really seen Classical before, but he's really enjoyed it. But he always comments on how scary John Pertwee's face looks in the title sequence. It's something I've never
He has a
noticed before.
point.
That's fair. I don't know. I always thought the scariest face in the title sequence is Tom Baker's.
The scary is Sylvester McCoy because he gives you like a cheeky wink because he's about.
Oh no, I love the cheeky wink.
He's about to have his way with you, man.
And Brian's fucked off.
Yeah.
Good riddance. What have we lost but one man who cannot even finish a book?
You can kind of notice Carolyn John's leaning forward a bit so as to not show her stomach at all.
That posture is terrible.
Yeah. I don't think it would show it all at this point, but I guess she'd be self-conscious of it.
The "what is the capital of Australia" line's like a meme among me and Jerry and others of that ilk because of so me and Jerry had once watched it together over Skype, and then so we just had that in the head all day. They just randomly posted it in the chat when Matt was drunk posting in it. What is the capital of Australia? And Matt spelled Didony, which is not only factually inaccurate, but
spelled wrong.
Horribly misspelled.
Nice.
Although the best Amino drunk conversation would be me and Harry raiding the chat a couple of years ago.
Oh, we should also mention Brian's fucked off.
Oh, you already said that.
Did I?
As recorded. Yes.
No, you remember that, don't you, Joey?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that is one of the most drunk I've ever been.
Yep. Oh god, that's the fucking worst.
It was great.
Well, I just got a really good email from a professor. One of my
Jacob, personal shit. We don't do personal shit here.
Okay. Then
No, say it if you want. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just describing my nights out, so.
A letter of recommendation has been sent to recommend me for some medical research.
Oh, very cool.
For the summer. Hopefully it still happens. Hopefully it still happens with this whole coronavirus.
Man, the colorization here is really bad, isn't it? Oh, look at that. That's not very good. Fuck.
I think episode 4 is the word. I think, again, part of it is this print had issues, which is why it took so long. The VHS was would go back and forth between color and black and white.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. Episode 4 is the absolute worst.
Jesus, this shot looks.
Well,
wow.
The
colorization on this one's.
It's funny, you weren't even here when I was literally just saying that, bro.
Yeah, Brian. Joey.
Brought to you by Game Boy Color. Sorry, Game Boy.
Yeah, so
Man, this is gonna be something on Blu-ray. Fuck.
It'll be interesting to see because I know probably colorization techniques have gone on.
I mean, this DVD was released 10 years ago now? 8 years ago?
2013, so about 7-8 years ago. Or maybe it was late 2012, early 2013. Dylan, have you been getting the Blu-rays?
Nah, fuck that. I spent 12 years of my life getting every single Classic Who DVD. I'm not doing.
But Dylan, now that you're done with that, you need a new goal.
I don't need a new goal. I can just sit back and enjoy what I've got, and then get the animations when they come out.
The Blu-rays are really nice to have. They have just on have it in season sets. That's the big appeal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't get the same feeling as when you've just got a fucking humongous shelf filled with over what is it, 160 DVDs?
Yeah.
Wait, Dylan, have you not seen my TARDIS cabinet?
I actually prefer the feeling of having less space taken up.
I prefer the feeling of having more space taken up. I'm probably
Well,
spreading my classic Who DVDs.
good for you.
Headcanon. General Carrington's agency, Space Security, eventually evolved into Sarah Kingdom's Space Security Agency.
Despite the fact that that's literally over 2,000 years in the future from this, yet the same institution survived.
The colorization here just jumped up like a million miles. Like, fuck, that looks a lot better.
Again, you can tell. It's the weird problem that this one was. This story has some weird damaged print issues. Like, not as bad as Invasion of the Dinosaurs, where there are points where just the chroma dots aren't there.
Oh yeah, Dylan, do you have the Faceless Ones DVD yet?
No, I don't have much money at the moment, and I already saw it at the BFI screening, so I thought, well,
Yeah.
I'll just wait and buy it when I want to watch it again. You know?
I would definitely like want to get the DVD. Like, even if I had already seen it at BFI, like I would wanted to see it like with the surviving 1 and 3 and in black and white, because they showed it in color, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, I want to do that, but I'm just gonna wait till I've got a bit more money, and I want to see it again.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not near my Doctor Who collection at the moment, as that's like 300 miles up the road at home. So I may as well just wait till I'm back home in a few months and then get it, and I can actually whack it in there. Or the last time with the Macro Terror, we got a DVD copy for free. It's a bit sad.
Yeah, I don't think the DVD was actually done by the time they did the BFI screening.
Oh yeah, I suppose it was quite early. The BFI screening this time it was like a month in advance. Sorry, half a month in advance.
Yeah. See, I've got my copy on the way. I think Joey does probably as well.
I haven't ordered mine yet.
A lot of people's pre-orders aren't being sent them because they can't. There isn't enough copies being produced.
Damn.
Interesting. Well, no, mine's already been shipped, so.
Your Faceless Ones has already been shipped?
Yeah.
I need to check this shit right now.
Because I got it from an Amazon seller, an Amazon US seller who buys in bulk. Like, who basically specializes in imports.
He just punched him in the dick.
Right. But I bought mine from Amazon.co.uk
Why are they attacking somebody
in advance
with no gun for no reason? These scientists are idiots.
Apparently it was dispatched whenever it came out that day. So hopefully it shipped in time.
Define in time, Brian.
Oh,
Well,
so those two characters is horrific.
what the fuck do you think I mean by in time,
Do you
Jacob?
mean to avoid the craziness of Corona?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say no. Also, things are still being shipped. It's just taking a bit longer.
It's supposed to be here by April 2nd, though.
It'll be worth the wait. It's an excellent animation.
Yeah,
Would you say it's the best animation so far?
I don't know. It's on par with the Moonbase, which is my favorite, but I'm not sure which one.
I love the Moonbase one.
Obviously, it's difficult to compare because Moonbase is in a very different style.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the best of the new style.
And Macro Terror was such a good improvement over Power of the Daleks.
Oh yeah, and the Faces one's an improvement over that.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, the Power of the Daleks, especially the black and white version of Power of the Daleks, looks crap.
Oh, I mean, it's not that bad.
No, the color version looks awful. The black and white version I quite like.
I think it's watchable. Like, it's not the best animation, but it's still decent. It's better than the Ice Warriors. Like the Ice Warriors, I can't stand whenever I get to an animated episode. Whereas with Power of the Daleks, I don't mind watching it like that.
Actually, though, with the Ice Warriors, I do quite like the way the Ice Warriors actually look in it.
Oh yeah, the Ice Warriors are the only thing that don't look crap. It's the character models for the human characters.
Really? I think the entire thing looks like shit for the Ice Warriors. Including the Ice Warriors themselves. Like,
What animations are on BritBox? I've probably asked this before, but which animations are on BritBox?
Power of the Daleks. And the Invasion.
And the Invasion. Yeah.
On this scene right here, where they get the two crooks with the guns in the back of the lorry, and then they just die of radiation poisoning And then
That's really dark.
it's just like, Jesus.
And this is them dumping the bodies.
Yeah, and like hiding them in the quarry. Or whatever this place is.
Oh, it's a quarry. It's like...
Like, Jesus. Classic Game just has some moments where it's just horrific, just cause. Like, what was I to do the other day?
Oh,
Like,
did anyone here get the latest volume of First Doctor Adventures?
No.
I'm picking it up tomorrow.
I at some point, because I've enjoyed all of the other volumes. So.
I enjoyed Return to Skaro. It was a lot of fun. It's a direct sequel to the Daleks, obviously.
Are there any like continuity things to clear up there, or does it like slot in quite nicely?
It slots in quite nicely. It takes the idea, you know how the Doctor mentions, like, oh, we might visit your children or your grandchildren.
Well, isn't that the whole point of Planet of the Daleks?
This is before that, though, before they've left.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like that idea was already done in Planet of the Daleks.
Well, maybe it's more of a direct connection to
like direct
grandchildren, rather than before it was just a legend.
Gotcha.
Right, like literal children. Like it's
so when in the Dalek invasion of Earth, when like the Doctor and Ian are surprised to see the Dalek again, like does that still work, or like with the knowledge of Return to Skaro?
Yeah, because the idea in Dalek invasion of Earth is that takes place before the Daleks.
Okay. Okay, got it. So they're back on Skaro and Return to Skaro, and they see the Daleks destroyed again there.
Because it opens, and it opens with the Doctor using the fast return switch to try to get them back home.
Ah.
Oh, of course. Does anybody here, like, is on the topic of First Doctor Adventures, listen to The Invention of Death?
We all have.
Love The Invention of Death.
That is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories of all time. That is art right there.
I'm actually on TikTok World right now.
TikTok.
That one's good.
People
I just can't get over how good.
For some reason,
I can't get over how good The Invention of Death is. Like, it's now like 2 years ago since I listened to it, but I just can't get out of my head. I love it so much.
You know, I'm not a huge John Dorney fan, but that one hit kind of different for me. I really liked it.
It not only was a good Doctor Who story, but it gave me a different perspective on like life and death, which you know, Doctor Who story to achieve is like.
It's an interesting idea of how an immortal society would
be shit.
behave.
How it would be shit, and it's actually death that gives our life any meaning. It was really good. Although, has anybody listened to the behind the scenes on that set?
Yes.
Jenna Powell was like, oh, this is a story about women and how women are in society. It's like, did you actually read the script? It's not about women at all. It's about human beings. It's about life and death. Why does everything have to be about gender for some people?
Because the two aliens are played by women?
It does make a difference. If they were men, it would make no difference. Oh, Cyril Shaps. Big lad Cyril Shaps.
Oh, him! He's in Tomb of the Cybermen.
Anxiety incarnate.
He's also in Planet of the Spiders, Brian.
Yeah, he is. He has a beard in that one, doesn't he?
Yeah. Is Cyril Shaps just typecast as the anxious character?
Yes.
He plays it so well.
Dylan, he's me as an actor.
I wonder if Cyril Shaps actually had crippling anxiety. They just allowed him to play it.
What else has he been in that's not Doctor Who, I wonder?
I'm pretty sure I saw him in something else. Let me check if I'm making that up or not. Oh, I think I might be thinking of George Pastel, though, because he was in Out of the Unknown.
Oh, Jacob, back on Big Finish, though, for a quick second. Have you heard Subterfuge yet?
I did. I'm actually in the middle of writing a review for it.
Oh, cool. How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Osgood hated it.
But
Osgood just hates everything that is the Seventh Doctor. Osgood hated the Psychic Circus in Dark Universe.
Oh, the Psychic Circus was fucking amazing.
And Dark Universe was pretty great.
Dark Universe was good. I think it was a little overhyped.
I will say
But
Psychic
Psychic
was the weakest of the trilogy, but it's not a bad story.
But like Psychic Circus was fucking perfect.
Does Dark Universe actually end with
Oh,
that?
okay. I know where I saw him now. He was in Quatermass.
Coalition? Yes.
Cyril Shaps was in Quatermass 2. That must be where I saw him.
Was he as nervous and anxious as he is here?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember where he was in Quatermass 2.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Joey.
Yes, it does lead directly into Doom Coalition.
Yes! I need to listen to it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's good. Again, people are. I'm excited for. I'm kind of excited for this new trilogy with the Sixth Doctor.
Actually, Dylan, maybe you can help us with this, because I think this is a question that me, Jacob, and Brian all have. Like, what is the distaste for McCoy's Doctor in most mediums?
How do you mean?
Yeah.
Because I know you're not too big on him.
I mean, I'm not too big on him, but I still enjoy him.
Like, okay, so, like, would you say... But, like, what would make you rank him lower than, say... Because I know you have a bit more of an objective opinion on it as far as, like, Tom Baker goes. Like, what would make you rank him lower than Tom Baker?
Well, so I'll kind of split this into 3 categories: TV, Big Finish, and other expanded media like books.
Okay.
So on TV, obviously I don't like him season 24. There's these 2 clownish. But then for the other ones, I'm not too keen on the Carlisle Master Plan. I don't like the Doctor being, bigger than he is. Like, I get that it was definitely a good idea to add some mystery back to the Doctor, and that was definitely needed, but I didn't necessarily like the way they went about it. And
okay,
yeah,
would you? So okay, so I think for me with the Cartwheel Master Plan, like, in theory it shouldn't work, but I think it surprisingly does, as far as like
it
the Doctor a grander being. But does that affect your view of McCoy's Doctor, or is that just a general problem you have with Cartmell's view of the Seventh Doctor?
I mean, that's one thing, but there's also there's something about his personality, like him as the Doctor. I don't know. I just don't find him as entertaining, particularly. Like, he's much more of a drier Doctor after season 24. And obviously season 24, I don't like him there, but like after that, he becomes very, very dry. If you get what I'm saying?
That's interesting. That's interesting, because I think he's absolutely, like,
because you have Joey and I who well, I mean, he's my favorite. He's like Joey's second or third favorite, I think.
He's my third favorite.
The thing is, he kind of flips between being dry and then being like the man who's like, vomiting eggs out of his mouth.
Okay, so do you think that's a McCoy problem or a writing problem?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. There's something about his performance, which it's a good performance, don't get me wrong, but I just don't find him as endearing as other Doctors. And
so I guess going into audio then, like, because I know, like, this is where a lot of people take issue with McCoy as an actor. Would you say
smoke
that's
protector?
True?
there is quite a few audios where his performance is a bit lacking in the audios. On TV, he's always great.
Sorry, guys, you're just gonna have to ride that out.
It's all good.
Or you could
Sorry.
use the microphone.
At least
I could do that, but
it's
that's
not the
too
point.
much effort.
This semester has been so weird. You have the coronavirus panic, but also my dorm nearly burned down.
Nice. Okay, so I want Dylan to finish his point, though.
But yeah, often it seems like the Big Finish. There isn't very often where I thought, "Wow, that was a good performance." I don't think Sylvester McCoy suits audio because he's a very physical actor.
See, okay, that I can almost agree with, except that I think his voice really suits audio. Like Master, I think
that seems to be any audio performances there.
What do you think of Master, though? Because I think Master, he absolutely shines in that as an actor.
I feel that he's completely outshone by Jeffrey Beavers.
But I still think he's really great. I love those opening narrations, like when he's talking to the assassin who ends up being Death by the end. Like when he's like introducing us to the story and he's like on the outer edges of an old town called Perfugium, and he does that whole monologue leading into it. I adore that, and I think his voice like utterly makes the page fly. It's amazing.
I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know. I don't really get into it as much. And I think it probably doesn't help that the general quality of Sylvester McCoy audios is lower than for other Doctors. Like I can't think of it.
Then I somewhat disagree.
So do I. A lot of people talk about how McCoy's audios are mostly crap, and I enjoy them immensely.
I wouldn't say mostly crap. I'd say most of them are pretty.
Well, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying that a lot of other people who I've talked to
Like,
felt
say,
more
Doc
strongly about this, or like I know Jerry bullshits about it
I mean,
sometimes, but
I'm trying to think of McCoy audios I really like, and it's like Live 34.
Night Thoughts.
Oh, Night Thoughts, that's a good one.
Master.
The Rapture.
Master.
The Rapture.
I haven't heard the Rapture.
Oh, the Rapture is amazing.
I can't really think of much about that though.
I will say this though for McCoy.
The first half is good, but the rest of it's a bit shit.
What were we gonna say, Brian?
I will say this for McCoy's performance and play a little bit of devil's advocate. I definitely do prefer him when he's doing the dry thing, like in his when he's at his darkest and he's at his most serious. I think that's when he shines through most as an actor.
I think what the word I would use there to describe him like would be sterile almost. Like he is so emotionally detached that it really does make it so interesting to see like how he can't really cope with anything that the people he travels with are going through. I love that.
So
like it's the biggest thing that makes him disconnect from characters like Ace that really make her hate him as a character because he is so emotionally distant.
What I'll say is that I don't think McCoy's a bad doctor, and I'm not insulting any of the writing. It's just it's much less my thing than a lot of other classic Who. Like if you look at my tastes, it's very much more the kind of, you know, brash and brazen doctors in like really edgy and dark stories. If you get what I'm saying? Well, I'm not as much into this kind of, you know, how would you even describe it? Like kind of McCoy-esque kind of. It's very mythological. If you get what I mean.
No, I get that.
I'm much more kind of hard science, conspiracies, that kind of thing.
Because then I would say, so obviously I guess this won't be your style then, but I think where the Seventh Doctor shines the most as a character is on paper. I think the novels are where that idea for his Doctor has the most room to breathe. And
yeah, I mean you see it in the Big Finish novel adaptations.
I mean, I can see why people would enjoy it. But as I said, it's not particularly my thing.
Okay, I'm going to pause this. I love the music in this scene.
This is good.
All the music's good. This is like before Dudley Simpson discovered the synth, and then
yeah.
Didn't Jess Jerkovic do a video on this? I think he did, and he did a really fun piano transcription of this piece.
Oh, cool. So overall, so what you would say is like you don't hate McCoy's Doctor, but not hate. It's not that you like dislike McCoy's Doctor, but it's
just my least
certainly not. It's just not what you look for in the Doctor as a character.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still enjoy him. I still appreciate what
would you call? Because I know this is like a stance that some people who like hate the VNAs and Andrew Cartmell's guts say is that like they think that like McCoy's. The idea behind the chess master Doctor is sort of a betrayal of the Doctor's character. Would you agree with that?
No, because like look at Patrick Troughton. He like as a Doctor, he's one of my favorites, and there's plenty of times where he's manipulated people and had like a grand plan the whole time. So I don't think it's that much more of an exaggeration to have the Doctor be just more like that.
Okay, and also I think I also think it's a great supplement for the sonic screwdriver, like when you get rid of the sonic screwdriver, like having the Doctor be smarter and like 12 steps ahead of his enemies definitely is a great supplement for that get out of jail free card.
Oh yeah, I mean just fuck the sonic screwdriver. I mean, if I was show, I would just visitation that shit, and then I'd write it in the canon somehow that it could never be brought back. I would make it so that it literally like you would have to betray the whole show by bringing it back. I don't know how you'd do that. I'd think of some way though.
The only reason it became so iconic was the revived series.
Because of toys. Yeah. That's why. It's because of toys. Because the BBC. It's the only reason it's in there so much. I guarantee it's not because it actually is conducive to good writing. Quite the opposite, in fact.
I mean, I know when the show.
Hey, the episode's
The Ambassadors of Death, Part 4, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. We hear. All right. So Dylan, would you say I don't know if I heard you say this at all here. Is McCoy like your least favorite classic Doctor, or would that be Davison?
I don't know, because I did just say that he's my least favorite classic Doctor. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I do like him more than Davison, but then again, I don't know. It's because if I think about it, even though McCoy on TV is much better than Davison, there's some really, really good audios with Davison as the Doctor, and I feel that you get a bit more of him as a character there. But then again, I don't know. I suppose I'd probably have to say at the end of the day, McCoy probably slightly edges Davison as being better.
Mm.
You can just
I mean, at least give it this
Quite a
in
bit
all.
more character.
At least give it this in all mediums, like the bare bones of his idea, like as the Doctor, like the mission statement of the Seventh Doctor is at least more interesting than the Fifth Doctor.
Oh, absolutely.
Before I leave again, I would like to put my 2 cents in on this. I sort of like the reason McCoy is in my top 3, I guess, is because I feel like between 6, 7, and 8, the Doctor has a lot of development, and then he like tries to go back to, not being an overly controlling, manipulative dick as the 8th Doctor, and it comes back to bite him in the ass. Because like through Colin and Sylvester, there's a very big line where the Doctor becomes more and more involved, and almost like starts his journey on that manipulative fucking high, I guess. And with the 8th one, he just tries to revert back to that. And I really like that each 6th and 7 have an impact on their successors afterwards too. Like
You really
7
can see how bad this episode is with the colorization.
7 is terrified of 6. I'm not sure what 6 thinks of his future, and 8 is terrified of 7.
Ooh,
And I just
six hates 7 so much.
Really? Where's that in? What medium's that in?
Head Games. It's one of the VNAs. Basically, like the Sixth Doctor says that McCoy killed him. Basically, like cut off his life short.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I really like that they've got this sort of problem jiving with each other, even though they're the same person. Like I think
Like there's this sort of poetic injustice, I think, between 6 and 7, where 7 is basically as close as the Doctor can get to the Valeyard without actually becoming the Valeyard, and there's a very obvious reason like why 6 would hate him for that. Not only is McCoy manipulative and in a couple ways against the Doctor's very being, but also like the entire reason the Sixth Doctor was running for the rest of his life post-trial was to avoid becoming the Valeyard, and 7 just basically turns back on that and like I said, becomes as close to it as possible.
To bring that back even further, the reason why the Doctor kind of becomes much more brazen and out there with the Sixth Doctor and then more manipulative with the Seventh Doctor is with the Fifth Doctor and like his kind of era where it's kind of colorized by this kind of much nicer Doctor but also a much weaker Doctor, and as a result he fails more. There's lots of times where lots of people die. Then you see in the case of Androzani, when that Doctor's put in a world where nobody has any good intentions and it's all about self-interest and greed, he just can't cope, he can't save, and he can't do any good. And then that's why you kind of change in that dark, but then it goes like too far the other way. And I think it's very interesting how that kind of progressed over time.
Yeah,
and Paul McGann sort of reels it back a bit and tries to not be that man, even though the universe is slowly forcing him to be that man again.
And then that kind of gets into the Time War, where like he ends up having to he should have been before Moffat retconned it. Having to kill like the Time Lords and the Daleks at the same time.
Well, even with that, some of Big Finish's stuff is still preserved that nature, where he's just sort of helping people on the sidelines and trying not to get involved, but inevitably getting involved anyway. Like, it's... I don't know, I just really like that character arc that the Doctor goes on throughout those, 4 incarnations? It's a really nice one, I think.
Very much so.
Well, 5 if you count Eccleston, as I feel is quite well done there too.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, less said about 10 the better. But I can see why. I understand why people like it, but I really dislike it myself.
See, Doctor Who is good at character drama. All right, I'm gonna go away now for a bit.
Okay. Oh yeah, speaking of the 10th Doctor, I listened to Dawn and Noble Kidnapped, which actually was better than I expected.
I'm not bothering with any of the Tennant audios. I'm just not even interested, man.
Honestly, like Donna Noble Kidnapped was better than most of the 10th Doctor Big Finish content.
From what I've heard, it's for the 10th Doctor Big Finish content, they play it extremely safe because they
Very
don't want to
much
scare
so.
off New Who fans. It's like that is the kind of Big Finish I really don't like, where they're just playing it safe. I prefer when they're being really experimental and dark. Those are my favorite. That's why my favorite Big Finishes are all the early ones. Before they got to like these fairly shallow box set releases.
See, that's what surprises me that you. I don't want to bring it back into the 7th Doctor, but that's what surprises me that you don't like the 7th Doctor that much. Like, he is definitely the darkest of the classic Doctors.
His stuff goes very dark.
Yeah, but I don't know. I,
Heck,
think
the stuff
I like it dark in a different way, though. If you get what I mean.
The stuff with Hex goes really dark by the end of it.
I know I've heard Hex's kind of character arc, and I do enjoy it. But you know, how do I even explain this? Like the kind of dark I like is, you know, like Creatures of Beauty. That's probably the best example of the kind of dark Doctor Who I like. Well, it's not like mythological or
So
anything.
you'd prefer like the Doctor being dragged into dark situations than the Doctor being said dark situation.
Yeah, it's just like about something that's just absolutely horrific, you know, and sometimes like just completely avoidable. Like if you haven't heard Creatures of Beauty, skip ahead about 15 seconds. But you know, everything that happens in that episode is just because the Doctor accidentally got in the way of a ship, and then it just absolutely wrecks this planet and pollutes it as shit. And it's like that's only revealed right at the end of the episode, and it's just such a horrible gut punch. And that's the kind of dark I like, where it's just like, whoops, an accident. All of a sudden, this planet is disgustingly polluted and ruined. Oh, it's great stuff.
That actually gives you some insight as to your Inferno love. Okay, that makes sense.
You kind of, yeah, I prefer more just human fallibility and just stupid mistakes, my kind of dark content, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's just my kind of thing. God, I love Creatures of Beauty. Like anybody who hasn't heard that, please, oh please, go and watch it.
It's probably Nick
Watch
Briggs'
it?
best
Did you say
audio
watch it?
ever.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite Doctor Who stories.
Dylan, you just said watch it.
Yeah, I know. I corrected myself.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, it's a great. I mean, I don't like it as much as others, but it's good. I enjoy it.
It's written by Nick Briggs, but it's like feels absolutely nothing like anything else he's ever wrote. Because most Nick Briggs scripts are characterized by just being very formulaic, very much more of the same. Often very solid. Don't get me wrong, but they never venture too far out there. Whereas Creatures of Beauty is one of the most experimental stories, really. Like it's not even in chronological order, which is something that don't let that put you off. Because when I first heard that kind of put me off listening to it, but I still went ahead and did it, and boy oh boy was it worth it. It's just, I think that not having it in chronological order really helped that episode, because it means that you're slowly piecing together what's going on. Whereas if it was in chronological order, you'd know what was going in from the start, and that would make the ending so much less like of a gut punch. Yeah, I could just go on for ages about why I love Creatures of Beauty and the invention of death, like two of my favorite Doctor Who stories. Oh.
Yeah.
I think Dylan, you'd like Falls the Shadow a lot.
Oh, yeah, you would love Falls the Shadow.
What's it called?
That's Falls the Shadow.
It's a VNA. It's
Falls,
a long V.
so Falls the Shadow.
Yeah.
It's a long VNA.
It's I think it's like the second longest one, right behind Warlock. But it's very much, it's probably the 7th Doctor at his most vulnerable, because he faces a situation darker than himself and he gets sort of dragged into it. It's also brutal as shit.
Oh, there's one that's on a bid, £1.79 with £1.50 postage, ends in 2 days. I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's not a hard book to find. It's not like a rare one.
Yeah,
Um,
it's great though. It's one of my absolute favorites.
There's lots of Virgin missing adventures that I think look really good, but then I just see the prices like.
Oh
well,
yeah.
if you need recommendations for if you can always come to us because we
Ooh, actually, you know which one I read recently that I think you'd really like?
Get in the show! Did you just?
there it is.
Get in the show! It's like, yeah, you're French, mate.
You know which
it
one I
also
think you'd
sounded
really like,
overdubbed too.
The Man in the Velvet Mask. I think Dylan would really like, right, Jacob?
Oh yeah, he probably would.
Yeah, that one's really fucking dark.
Yeah, I'm just a massive egglord, you know?
That's
Me
well,
just
that's the one where
sitting here.
Jodo gets space syphilis. So
I do love that space syphilis.
Me sitting here like, I want to finish Dreamstone Moon so I can read Invasion of the Cat People.
Oh, wait, do you have Invasion of the Cat People?
Not yet.
Well, then
hey,
make
why
sure-
don't we
get
make
it,
Brian adapt to Invasion of the Cat People?
Oh no. No, because Sands of Time is the adaptation directly after Invasion of the Cat People. I don't think Brian can handle that.
Oh right, Brian needs to finish Sands of Time.
Or sorry, is the Missing Adventure adaptation after Invasion. There are like two in between.
Hey Joey, want to help me with Sands of Time?
Brian, you want to write a script yourself?
Sure.
Get him to do like the worst one.
See, I've already done one of the worst ones.
What if we give him the Menagerie?
Ooh yeah.
By the way, when do we get to Iceberg? Because I remember reading that like about 5 years ago and really enjoying it.
I am so ready to do Cyberman voices for that.
Iceberg. Actually, we're not too terribly far off. It's book 18, and after Witchmark, we're doing book 10, so we're not terribly far off.
Oh, well, if he gets to do the Cyberman voices, I need to do the Ice Warrior voices when you get onto Ice Warrior ones.
That's even longer after Iceberg.
Okay, well, let me be the second Cyberman voice then, like because they always had two in there.
No.
Brian, you're not going to be every Cyberman.
I will be every Cyberman. Nick Briggs can do it, I can fucking do it too.
No, like I can be the Cyber Lieutenant. You're David Banks, Brian.
They're not
It's
80
an-
Cybermen though.
Yeah, it's like Invasion and fucking Tomb Cybermen.
Yeah.
Much better if it was David. But it's written by David Banks. Therefore,
Which the
Yeah,
Invasion Cybermen are actually really tricky to get down, so
It's just
I
done
only
by Peter
trust
Halliday.
myself with it. I only trust myself with it.
how would you do them?
Well, I mean, it's also got the Tomb Cyber
The
controller.
Cyber Megatron bomb will be delivered. And some of that.
No, I'm talking like the foot soldier voices.
Yeah, but Dylan, can you also do? Can you do? A Michael? Can you do a Michael Kilgariff cyber controller?
How is that even possible? I can't believe that a human did that.
See, the thing is, that requires like an actual bit
Yeah, you
of
need a massive
like,
modulator.
you can't like use like an Audacity sort of just voice effect to put on it. It requires like an actual contraption to do.
Mm.
So like, and those I've looked into getting those contraptions because of course I have. They're like fucking expensive.
That's alright, we'll just do Michael Kilgariff from Attack of the Cybermen.
Well, I'm thinking that, or I'll just do my Wheel in Space Cyberman instead.
Gotcha.
So like the scratchy one.
The wheel. The wheel. I just love the way
You belong
The wheel.
to us.
the wheels.
Ways you must be destroyed.
I will say one thing I'm actually pretty excited for with Return of the Cybermen is that it is a Jerry Davis script.
Yeah, but John Dorney will make it better.
Again, I'm excited for the other one because it's a Nev Fountain adapted script.
I really like John Dorney as a writer, so I'm sure that
Yeah,
Return.
but Ned Fountain is better than John Dorney. So, have you heard any Ned Fountain stories?
Well, again, I've heard The Widow's Assassin, and to be fair, they both were really good, but so are all the John Dorneys I've heard.
Have you heard Perry and the Piscon Paradox?
No, I haven't heard Perry and the Piscon Paradox.
That one's perfect. Love that one.
Isn't that your favorite Big Finish?
Second favorite.
What is your favorite?
Oh, come on. You don't know this, Brian? It's Master.
Oh, fuck. You're right. I should have known that. As soon as you said it, I was like, shit. That makes sense. I've heard that before.
Of course it's Master. That's like the ultimate wank over Sylvester McCoy's Doctor.
See, it's weird, though, because like, McCoy's only my third favorite Doctor. I still like Hartnell and Pertwee more.
You know what? Same, Joey. Like, both of my favorite stories from, like, the two separate mediums that I pay most attention to come from McCoy.
See, you want to know what's even weirder, though, Brian? Peter Davison is my least favorite classic Doctor, and my favorite Doctor Who novel is a Davison.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a goth opera, and that one's, like, absolute perfection.
Yeah, the best
See,
Doctor Who novel? The Witch Hunters.
My
I heard
favorite
that one's really good.
My favorite Doctor Who novel is Scratch Man. Sorry, guys. That's just it. I love Scratch Man.
I know, Brian, because there's a lot of competition there between all the Doctor Who books you read.
Now, the Witch Hunters...
Fuck off!
I remember I was also this explosion.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
Hold up. We actually gotta talk about this. Okay? Reading Doctor Who novels does not make you cool. It makes you a fucking dork. Like, the more I read, the more I, like, degrade myself, okay?
But you also said, like, oh yeah, Scratch Man's my favorite. Sorry about that, guys. And it's like, well, you said like that as if it's something to brag about.
I think Brian probably read more Doctor Who books.
No, it was a genuine apology because I know how fucking nerdy and up the ass you guys are about the damn books.
Brian getting angry is the best.
Right?
It's like, oh, you're such a dork!
Also, Brian, you're already a massive dork.
Right, so why would I need to be more of one?
But why stop now? Like, you basically, you're almost there. It's like, why not?
You've already dug yourself so deep. You've already dug yourself so deep. You're only, what, 16, 17?
I apologize, Dylan. I am nowhere near the level of dorkdom that Joey and Jacob are at.
Are you,
Brian,
though?
Remember, I'm also, studying to be a doctor, and I still managed to make it through books faster than you. And this is
Exactly.
like...
You know what I want to be? I want to be a divorce attorney.
Wait, do you actually want to be? You're too angry to be a divorce attorney.
Right.
You'll just like start shouting at them when they're being unreasonable. Like, listen up here, you fucking assholes! You're just so being so fucking rude. Look, maybe let's start reading your Doctor Who books. You spend more time with your wife.
There's a difference. When I'm around you guys, I let my anger shine through. When I'm around people that, I'm not comfortable showing my emotions to, I can be relatively calm and reasonable.
Well, Brian, I remember, I also read a shit ton of sci-fi and fantasy.
Like, Dylan, is there not a difference between me on this fucking commentary and me on your Spyfall Part 2 panel discussion?
I wish you were like this on the panel discussion.
Right? Like, you gotta just fucking let loose, even on people you don't know. Like, when I did my first podcast with Mason, Mason knew me fairly well through Twitter, but he's never, interacted with me, and I, went
We were
fucking
also
hard at
very
that.
tired. We were also both very tired.
Well, again, to Joey, I point to you. You see what I'm like now with you, and then you look at the fucking... What was the discussion we did for Podcast of Death?
Wait, can I just make a point about the actual episode we're watching here? So you can tell this is written by different writers, because you've got this character just come in about 4 parts in, and then be like the most important character for the last 3 parts.
It's like,
Right.
Here's the point where Terrence
The
Dicks
focus
took
has
over.
completely shifted. Love it.
And still,
Getting
it's a
Scales of
great
Injustice
story.
flashbacks.
It's like, I don't understand how they managed to write such great stories with no time to do it in such a clusterfuck way. And yet, you who always seems to struggle to like write a competently done story that doesn't rush one element of it. Like, genuinely, this feels more polished than most of the Series 12 scripts to me. And this is like a complete mess, you know?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, Dylan's channel might be the channel I'm cleanest on.
But that's really disappointing, Brian. You need to be more.
It is.
I know it is, because
Yeah.
if I'm with you, I should be the most foul-mouthed human being on the fucking planet.
It's like, we don't give a shit on my channel.
It's just the fact that I'm with people I don't know a lot of the time that I just kind of like, reserved time now.
Obviously,
an
one of
automatic thing, I can't
one of the
control it.
best Lord Slarr moments of 2019 was you getting angry on the top 20 episodes podcast.
And here's the point where I have to bow out because
Oh no, Jacob's leaving.
sorry,
No.
I may or may not be back. I don't know.
Right, have fun.
What are you going to do, Jacob?
I don't know yet.
He's reading a book.
How don't you know yet?
I think I have to go help cook dinner.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, my fellow monoid.
What, have you lost an eye now?
No. It's just that I head the security kitchen, so you know, Jacob is the monoid along with me. I'm not a literal monoid like he is, but like he just fits the bill.
Wait, so if Jacob is Monoid 2, does that make me Monoid 3?
Sure.
Yay!
Number 2.
And what's Dylan, like number 6?
I haven't given you all numbers, damn
I'm
it.
69, man.
Lol.
Nice. I love how that explosion, the only damage it's done John Poe is given like a little scar on his face.
I don't know what Jacob was talking about. The colorization here isn't that bad.
Yeah, I'd say the last episode's colorization was definitely the worst.
Hey, that is. They don't recognize it.
What's up?
Oh, this cliffhanger though.
Ah, yeah.
Are we at the part 4 cliffhanger already?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's a good story, man.
See?
This is one of the best cliffhangers in Doctor Who, to be honest.
It's great.
Like, just how intense.
I remember on my first watch through of Classic Who, I was watching this on my phone in school, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking good!" And it, like,
It's
class was
school.
ending, and it, what's up? Yeah, I was watching it in school.
How do you manage to get away with that?
What's up? My school wasn't terribly strict.
If we were caught inside of a phone, like, you know, you'd be fucking within an inch of your life.
Oh, such a great cliffhanger.
I didn't even have, like, you know, my phone was probably too shit to be able to watch stuff on it.
I once binged an entire season of Doctor Who in a school day.
Mm.
Fucking insanity, I tell you.
But I'm sure it was like one of the shortest seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the 80s ones.
Well, it's got to be like 23 through 26.
That's a 40.
Well, I mean, I say I did it on a school day. I mean, I started it at the beginning of the school day, was near the end of it by the end of the school day, and finished it at home.
Which season was it?
Wait,
I think it was...
The Ambassadors of Death, Part 5, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Fucking Dylan. Anyway, so what
Alright,
season was
so-
it, Brian?
I think it was season 24, because I
Why would you watch?
All of season 21.
I wasn't rewatching it. I think I was watching it for the first time. So yeah.
I would just be put off watching it. Like, you know, school would be more entertaining.
Well, because I was like, I just want to get to Remembrance of the Daleks, because I was doing a McCoy binge at the time, so.
I mean, I like.
Even then, I don't think that's
It's
what.
a very different experience with Classic Kahoot from the rest of you because I just watched it in completely random order, just based on
I mean-
whatever idea I got.
Why do you think I have such a rage boner for season 24? It was like, out of all the seasons I could have picked to watch during a school day, I chose that one.
I think the only Doctors I watched completely in order, like when I was first going through them, were 1, 2, and 3. Beyond that, everyone else was out of order.
See, I've never been able to watch Pertwee in order.
Pertwee's great in order. It's really rewarding as a character arc.
I like how he kind of becomes more responsible for the planet Earth. Like he's just trying to fuck off for the most part in
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
7 and 8. But he slowly kind of realizes through events like Inferno and other episodes that he does have a duty to help.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's almost like 'cause the character's still kind of going through the kind of transformation from just being a traveler who just gets involved because they like being nosy to actually having an ideology about it.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, that goes way too far by the time you get to New Who.
Hmm.
It's just like, oh, I'm the Doctor and I save people. It's like, no, the Doctor's always a traveler first, and somebody who helps out second.
Yeah. But it's a promise you make to yourself.
Because it's kind. It's like, oh no. Wait a minute, less different character.
I know why I chose this face.
Flashes back to Toberman.
You just include a flashback to Toberman and any other Doctor Who story that isn't Tomb of the Cybermen, and it's just fucking comedy gold.
I love it.
You'll be discreet, understand? Understand. Genuinely, that's how he delivers the line.
So great.
But he's the hero of the story, though. Gotta respect him.
Oh, he is.
It isn't the Doctor who saves the day, it's Turboman.
Indeed.
Hey, Turboman.
I just fucking love Eric Klieg, master of the world.
Yeah, I saw he was in Out of the Unknown episode. It was quite funny seeing him somewhere else.
Do you understand me? Now that I have released you... Ah!
God damn.
Fucking love Eric Klieg. One of the best one-off villains of all time, if you ask me.
Well, definitely for meme value.
But Dylan, when are we getting the full version of Troughton Does the End of Time?
It's never gonna happen. Like
We
That
could do
would
it
be-
right now. We could do it right now.
Yeah, just do it right now. Well, 'cause there was what?
you're taking the joke too far.
Well, because wait, what did Shay say at first? What, it was Toberman's
That's
4th birthday party. Jimmy's fighting some guy after he's dropped off in the war games. Troughton stops off and waves to him as Jamie gets fucking impaled.
You're not joking.
I'm just trying to see Patrick Troughton doing that, and he's going, yes, Jamie.
I think it's just really funny to imagine like Troughton off in the distance just waving to him. As Jamie gets his fucking throat slit.
Yes, Jamie. What the fuck?
What's the lady's name in Tomb of the Cybermen with who's with Klieg? can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either.
Dylan, do you know? Dylan.
Dildo? Did he leave?
Dylan? Oh no.
Troughton does the end of time made him fuck off. It's just you and me again, Joey.
Is it just us now? I don't want to be alone with you.
You don't want to be alone with me? Oh no, Dylan's still around. I can hear him banging around.
Yeah, that's him coming now.
You don't want to be alone with me?
No. Not
Why, are
really.
you afraid I might kiss you or some bullshit? Like, what the fuck?
If you do, I'll kiss you back.
I know you will. We'll just have revenge sex with each other.
Why would it be revenge sex?
I don't know. Because you want revenge on me, I want revenge on you. Revenge sex.
For what?
I don't fucking know our shitty opinions.
Ah, reasonable.
Have I missed any important plot points?
Okay, wait.
Joey and I are having revenge sex on each other later.
I
Oh,
would know this.
Can I join?
Yes, you may.
What's the one lady's name with Klieg in Tomb of the Cybermen?
Pardon?
What's the lady's name with Klieg?
Captain.
What is it?
Captain.
Captain. Okay. So like in Troughton Does the End of Time, like Troughton hooks Klieg.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested, Joe.
He goes back in time and hooks up Klieg with Captain.
What if Joey does the end of time, then at the end he just regenerates into somebody less insufferable?
So me.
Brian was Joey Morgan all the time.
Joey and I just merge together and Dylan's fucking chubby face pops out.
But a chubby face coming from you.
Exactly, that's why it's funny.
I mean, like, honestly, Jacob's the only one. Jacob's the only one out of us who doesn't have a chubby face.
That is true. But Dylan, your cheeks are just so pinchable, you know?
Yeah, so's your arse cheeks, man.
I'll be right back.
Oh. So there just seems to be an ever rotating cast of female extras in the rocket station. Because they like fire the last one. Give those girls with black hair at the beginning, and now they've got a blonde woman in.
Is this episode colorized as well?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think it is actually. It looks pretty good. Even if it is colorized, it's very good colorization. It looks pretty decent. Well, let's look at a different scene. Oh, maybe it is colorized. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's definitely colorized.
You can sort of see the fucking tint coming off of them. Yeah. Especially on Benton's hand. Look at that. Ooh, yikes.
Him is still in black and white. God, what's that down Nicholas Courtney's neck? He's just got a string of moles.
Ooh, wow. Ooh.
Oh, poor Cyril.
Some
Alright,
of
what did I miss?
whoa.
What?
Joey, look
What?
at the screen. There's like
What
this has been so obviously colorized and like done so poorly
Oh.
that you can see the haze like around them. You see that shit?
Yeah, that's bad.
There was one bit where it was yikes, dude.
Yeah, no, I swear that they must have got rid of the last female extra. She just disappeared, and they've got a new one. There should be more episodes
They
where
were
the
filming
Doctor's
for
just
too
in
long.
space without the TARDIS. That's the one thing that isn't enough of in Doctor Who, just space travel that doesn't involve the TARDIS easily doing it. Or some other kind of easy way of doing it.
Yeah.
Then you just want to, like, touch John Pertwee's nose.
No, I don't want to touch John Pertwee.
I mean, I've already touched his corpse, so.
Fuck off. So he died in America, was it?
Joey, no!
Hey, I haven't. In my defense, I haven't made a John Pertwee necrophilia joke in a while.
That is true.
For what then?
Well, no, none of us want to fuck Deborah Watley.
No, I mean, you always talk about being dead. Whenever I come on.
Yeah, but they aren't like necrophilia jokes.
Oh, so I'm glad you only want to fuck dead John Pertwee.
Yeah, just John Pertwee.
Right.
Oh, and Nick Courtney, of course. He's a bit more fresh.
I know.
This man looks like he's about to start a rant about children can hear your fucking name.
The children can hear your name. Children. And the stars are.
I just love making fun of shit Capaldi moments.
There's so many.
Because when you fire that
Sorry, you like Doctor? Crap Doctor. Like, it's such a great actor to play the Doctor, completely wasted. Just turned a Matt Smith light, but with really pretentious speeches that meant nothing.
I mean, he's still really good, like, as an actor in it, but the writing is shit.
But look, you can't just absolve Capaldi entirely, considering he contributed to some of the writing of his character.
Yeah.
It was his idea. Like some of
And,
the
and oddly enough, like, as far as we know, like, it only happened when his doctor got more shit. Like, he wanted to do the guitar thing in Series 9.
Series 8, Capaldi's Doctor was good. There was definitely somewhere to build on from there, and then they just took it in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
God, I just can't get over all the pretentious speeches. One of the moments that just makes me laugh out loud every time is at Pyramid of the End of the World, where it just like starts out in the TARDIS. It's just him playing the guitar while he's like making this speech about life, the never-ending game, or whatever. And it's just complete meaningless bollocks that has almost nothing to do with the episode.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna be a second.
Oh, what?
I'll tell you between episodes.
Okay.
I bet he's got somebody pregnant.
With any luck.
Actually, no, I don't.
Let's just spend the rest of the episode coming up with horrible ideas as to what could have happened.
He genuinely touched John Pertwee's corpse. Now he's getting horny.
His dad heard him talking about John Pertwee's corpse and actually brought it for him as a gift.
He said the N-word. That's what he did.
Oh no. And the N-word police came for.
Brian saying the N-word would be pretty funny, though. Just because I imagine it'd be so pathetic.
Have we ever
Why am I talking?
have we ever actually heard him say it? I don't know if I've ever heard him say it, at least.
I mean, I'd hope I haven't heard him say it. Why?
I mean, I can say this in a video. Like, I feel like I've heard most of my friends say the N-word that I do videos with.
Oh, you're gonna get cancelled now, Joey.
Fair.
To be fair, if any people deserve to be cancelled, it's definitely us.
Oh, yeah.
We're
We're the fucking worst. I'm going to upload this video as we're casting Scales of Injustice. People are going to see, like, oh yeah, this man has like, heard all the people he worked with say the N-word. Gonna get fucking cancelled.
The N-word isn't in Scales of Injustice, is it?
No. But you put the F word in there. So.
Well, I genuinely did that for an artistic reason.
Oh no, it's good. It still works in there. And
No,
I kept it in.
it had to be done because basically in that moment he's being tortured, but the description of it in the novel is that he's refusing to yield. He's just in that moment he's desperate not to tell him a word.
Yeah, because I look back at the book and didn't it say.
What's the best way to get that across? And I thought, well, just tell him to fuck off, basically.
Well, no, because then I looked at the book and it said like that, like it was like for the first time the pale man's like concentration broke, or like he looks scared for the first time or something along those lines. And it's like, yeah, you need something to like somewhat intimidate him, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like he's the pale man's realised he can't just intimidate him just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I could have had him just say "fudge you," but I felt that wouldn't have had the same impact.
Possibly would have been slightly less effective.
God, that looks like a tasty dinner in there.
It does.
Yeah, gorgeous isotope.
Ooh.
What? There's so many really horrific deaths in this story.
There are. Oh man. I mean, it's so good, but like,
Jesus, like just isotope. Like,
oh my god, it's so great. And Cheryl Shafts is so great in the scene too.
I mean, he is anxiety personified, like normally, without any radioactive isotopes in the room with him.
Right.
God, they don't have the balls to do deaths like that in Doctor Who anymore. It's very sad.
Chibnall Lily kills off inconsequentials. He doesn't like actually.
To be
He
fair,
doesn't kill off significant characters.
a bit better in his era so far, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like he's lacking a bit of balls.
Yeah, well, because one of the first things I noted, like after Woman Who Fell to Earth aired, I was like, okay, so like he killed off a couple characters, but they were all characters that like we met for 5 seconds and they were killed off. Like
Grace was a fairly impactful death, but that's
okay, true.
the only one.
Yeah, true. But like, I've always like noticed that at least in New Who, both times we've seen new showrunners come onto the show, they've always tried their very hardest to like be the antithesis of the previous showrunner.
Yeah.
And I feel like Chibnall does just sometimes kill people off for the sake of killing people off because Moffat never did it.
Yeah, possibly. I just sometimes it's felt a bit crap as well. Like, for example, in Orphan 55, when Benny like asks them to kill him, it's like that could have really worked had you shown what had actually happened to Benny, because he just like the performance makes him just sound like he's fine, like he doesn't sound particularly distraught or anything. So it's just a really jarring scene because you don't actually get to see it.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, I don't know if you noticed, the old lady in Orphan 55, Benny lady.
Doctor's having a stroke.
She was also in Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Oh, really? Oh, yes.
Yeah, she was that lady that got killed by the Jadoon at the very beginning.
The guy who played Benny is in Blake 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I didn't know this, but we literally watched it a few days later, me and Lily, and then Lily's like, "Oh, look at that! Guess who that is?" It's like, "Who is it? It's Benny."
Oh yeah, I remember you were telling me that.
It's young Benny.
Yeah.
Is a Federation scientist.
I've never watched like
We tried to emulate G-Force is my favourite thing.
I've never watched Blake 7. I really should.
Oh, you'd love it, Joey.
It's all on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's all on YouTube for free, man.
Nice.
Just trust me, just watch the first episode. Like that's all I ask. But after that, you'll want to watch on. All you need is the first episode. Even though most of series 1 isn't that great, you'll still want to watch on.
Cool. What is Brian doing? He's looking at his calendar.
What plans has Brian got? So quarantine on the 19th, quarantine on the 20th, quarantine on the 21st, quarantine on the 22nd. Oof, his schedule's packed. Is oh holy shit! My PlayStation controller's just done some weird shit and fast forwarded.
Oh, well, I mean, the episode's almost over. I'll just let you know when it's done. And
No, it's right. I'll get to the same place. It's difficult to get the right stage on this one because it's Oh wait. God, I'm just so lost. Like the bloody PlayStation controller keeps on letting me down. I think it's
just wait until it's over.
No, it's right. I've got it now. But for some reason, it brought up this audio command thing, and I swear I didn't touch the controller at all. And then I think for some reason that made it fast forward.
Huh.
I wouldn't use my PlayStation for watching DVDs. It wasn't for the fact that it was just easier for this because I could then have hear the story through other headphones.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's about to be another sexy moment here.
What?
They're still playing the music.
I just noticed
No.
with Brian's screen sharing, he still has my Twitter open in another tab.
I mentioned that earlier. I said you cyber stalking Joey.
Right.
I think that
Actually, why did you guys pull up my my Twitter in between there?
that was on the whole time.
What, like when we started?
You go look back on the recordings once you finish.
Brian, it was there. Wait, are you saying it was there like during part 1?
Yeah.
No.
Brian's just always like, "Ooh, notice me, senpai, Joey."
Ooh.
Brian is proper wooing you.
Ooh.
Oh, female assistant. She doesn't even have a name. This is rank sexism.
No.
Oh, this is a great part. It's just like, here's the reveal of what's going on.
No, yeah. Good stuff. All the cliffhangers in this are really good.
It's kind of like a B-Tech version, though, of the Faceless One's Part 4 cliffhanger, where they just ascend into the spaceship.
Yeah, I mean it is a good cliffhanger. Oh yeah, do parts 5 and 6 come out at all better, and like when you're actually able to like see it move?
Slightly, but not that
Slightly.
much. It's like because it's like skip this if you haven't heard the Faceless Ones. Sorry, I haven't watched the Faceless Ones, but it's basically just they reveal exactly what's going to happen in the next 2 parts in like the first 2 minutes of part 5.
Yeah.
And it's just very played out and not really very well explained from then on. But the first 4 parts are 10 out of 10. So
Yeah. All right, well, that's the end of that episode. The Ambassadors of Death, Part 6, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Part 6. And Brian is back now.
Oh, yep.
Ah! Yep, that was you.
What?
That was you.
That was me?
That was, yeah.
What did I do? I just groaned and said, "Yep, I'm back."
Yeah, that's you.
So in response, you went, "Ah!"
Yeah, that was my interpretation of what you sounded like.
Brian,
Oh, my apologies.
heads or tails?
Whoa, it's the clit in space!
Oh, what an excellent description. I mean, I told you, it is a very sexual outer space model shot.
You're welcome for that, Joey.
Alright,
I mean, this is a monster-sized clit about to absorb both.
Oh fuck!
I'm more worried about the size of the taint. You know, it's like.
Oh my god, Brian! Dylan, I think I heard you about to ask Brian heads or tails.
I was, but honestly, that was just because there was nothing going on. But now that we've had the clit revelation,
Oh, God. Fuck.
They've collided. They're about to have hot, sloppy sex.
I mean, aren't we all?
and I turned to Barry and said, "It looks like a giant clit."
We just gotta do more Pertwee commentaries now, Brian, just so we could have Uncle Terry references. Just have him horribly describe each of the episodes.
So me and Barry thought it'd be very funny if we had Dudley Simpson do some sexy music while the spaceships were easing up, because it looks like sex, you see.
Fuck.
And then Barry brought on the model shot for the spaceship of the aliens, and I was like,
And
"Barry,
now John Pertwee is doing penetration.
No.
And I turned to Barry and said, if there's anybody I want to be penetrated by, it's John Pertwee.
Fuck. Shit. I mean, who wouldn't want to be penetrated by this man? Look at him. He got cake!
He's looking thick in that outfit.
It's all fucking baggy back there. What are you talking
feels like when it's traveling up.
I just want to apologize to you, Joey, because the past two commentaries I've done nothing but just making gay remarks about
That
all the
was
fucking
exploring the.
I hate the colorization here.
This scene must look crap in black and white. Because I have no idea what all of these colours going on were.
Right. Ugh.
I used to have the VHS tape of this story. I think that's in black and white.
I bet you watched it endlessly. No, I think Jacob was saying earlier, doesn't it switch back and forth between black and white and color?
Well, yeah, between the episodes that were colour and the ones that weren't.
Yeah. Was this was one of the ones that was colorized, obviously. Just like I do know what Inferno looks like in black and white, though.
You know, that was like an American copy. There was colour they got of that.
I actually prefer that one episode of Planet of the Daleks that was colorized in black and white because of the VHS tape.
Although I tell you what,
So I choose to watch.
there was one thing I quite liked. Well, a comment I quite liked earlier on Twitter. Was it one of you who said that Inferno? No, I don't think it was one of you, but somebody said that Inferno would look really good if, like, the parallel universe scenes were all in black and white.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Give it a very, like, kind of, film.
That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Wow, the colorization on Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart is bad.
Well, look at General Carrington's hair.
Oh, God.
Look at that woman in the background. She's, like, barely a pixel.
Right? Oh, God.
Holy shit.
Look at the fucking silhouette. Oh, it's gone now, but the silhouette coming off the
Look at
brig
his
there
eyes.
was fucking horrible.
That's what I was talking about.
It's Cornish,
There
right?
it is again. Yikes. Holy shit! Get him right! He's like a blur of tan. Oh my fucking god, that's awful.
Yeah,
My
Dylan
eyes
James
are
is fucking
bleeding,
disgusting.
Joey.
Good.
Part of his ear was still in black. Yeah, still in black and
Does
white.
it look like it's meant for 3D glasses?
It does. Oh man, that is just not appealing at all. That is. Mm-mm.
By the way, does like aliens have dreadlocks?
Very possibly.
Yeah, man, what have you done with our ambassadors? Oh right, he's wired up with some machine. I just thought it was a weird head.
Yeah.
Dreadlocks are pretty cool though, like. I wouldn't want one myself, but it wouldn't suit me. But it suits some people. How about, did Joe Martin have dreadlocks? That means we've had a doctor with dreadlocks now. I wonder if they were generated with dreadlocks.
Why is that? Why are we having this conversation, Dylan?
Doctors were generated with like a ridiculously matted hair.
Whoa! Look at his face! I'm not talking about the sexiness, like, it was sort of dotted in a weird pattern that was still sort of in black and white, but also in color at the same time.
Yeah, I noticed that. So, Brian, question. Throughout this watch, do you still think Ambassadors of Death is dull?
Yeah.
But how?
It just is. I'm not interested in this story whatsoever.
Okay, but like, just saying it's dull, I feel like isn't specific enough. Like a story can be long and somewhat boring. Like that can happen to anything. But like, what specifically about the story does not drag you in?
The pacing issue, the fucking weird James Bond plot going on is not for me. It's just, I'm not a fan of it.
I don't know. I don't mind. I don't know. I don't mind the sort of.
Wow, the background just
plot.
went into black and white. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Me.
The Ambassadors of Death could do with an 8th episode to really flesh out the conspiracy.
Oh, definitely.
Because it feels like it kind of ends a bit abruptly, and it could have been developed a bit more. Like
That's true.
how
The story. That is weird. For a 7-part story, it does end really abruptly next
it
episode.
does feel like it needs one extra part.
Yeah. No, sir. Yeah, definitely.
or a restructuring, that could probably work too.
Yeah. It just needs a couple extra scenes at the end just to wrap it up.
Mm. I think it just needs kind of like smoothing out more, like who's involved in the conspiracy, like how high does it go, how is it organised, that kind of thing. Probably could have been explained a bit better.
Yeah.
But that would be my only major complaint about the story.
Yeah. And it is ridiculously impressive that we can praise it that much and say there's only one major complaint with it, and it's still like the weakest story of season 7.
Well, I mean, that story's just like masterpiece after masterpiece, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's why I think Doctor Who should move to a format where it only does a few stories a year.
Oh yeah.
Don't
I mean,
you want-
just these 4 stories. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal.
It's just they're able to focus on quality and really fleshing out each story, and you know.
I don't know why Brian.
It's just Doctor Who just needs to be able to focus on a few stories and really making them quality and really fleshing them out. Is when you've got to go somewhere completely different each week and just develop a whole new set of characters, a whole new world, a whole new plot. Well, it takes time.
Yeah. And one episode of 50 minutes is just not enough time to develop that.
And even just outside of writing, we know that New Who's is much more time intensive to make. So why not just have it only be a few stories a year, but just be really quality ones and longer ones? Because it'll take less time to make cumulatively.
You'd better utilize the budget.
The same set of characters.
Yeah. You'd better utilize the budget, because then you could put all just one big chunk of money towards one story that lasts a couple episodes.
I mean, personally, my ideal format would be 3-part stories that each episode's 40 minutes or something.
Yeah.
My internet just fucking killed itself.
Ah, goddamn. All right, well, I'm going to let Dylan be the guide here then, even though I'm not technically watching the episode right now.
You just tell me when it ends, Dylan.
Right, there's a guy in a blue suit.
I mean, we still have
There's
half
a girl.
the episode left, Brian. I don't know if you want to just vaguely find where we were at.
I guess I could do that.
Right, Liz is being propositioned. That's the part we're up to right now.
I don't have... Do you have a timestamp we're relatively close to?
If I have a timestamp, there's a chance that it's going to rewind the episode, but we'll have a look. 12:43.
12... Okay,
Jump.
so I'll take...
I'll just
I'll
leave
take
it going or pause it.
Keep it going. I'm going to rejoin at probably 55 now, huh? That's 13:55. Fuck me.
We're on to 6 now.
Okay, well...
Why don't you just put that on 20 and I'll tell you when to go?
That works.
We're nearly on 20 now. No, not 20 minutes. 30... Right, we've put 13:30 now.
I will go to 40.
Alright, I'll tell you when to go. I mean, this is riveting commentary. This is why you're here, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
So you're on 41, right? Right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we back. I mean, for the viewers, it
Yay.
haven't changed. But...
Although I remember hearing that some people don't even watch the episodes when they listen to this sometimes, but it's
Yeah, I think that's most of the viewers.
yeah, I think the thing is, most of the time there's not even any context to what we're saying. We only occasionally remark on the story when there's something funny.
Yeah. It's. I think that's most of the viewers who watch these commentaries. They're just yeah, I'm just here to listen to you guys talk, which is cool. I'm glad that people are enjoy listening to us enough to take that time to listen to it. But
Listen to a bunch of fucking twats on the internet talk shit, I mean, what's the point of the internet if you can't hear that?
yeah.
Yourself a professional shit talking. But not in the sense of dissing people, just in the sense of just talking garbage.
Should I just play the new Bolt Strike video?
Oh, well, I mean, fucking hell. Foul streak, man. Oh, I'm never gonna. He was worse than I thought he was gonna be, man.
Oh yeah, because you hadn't watched any of him before that stream
Yeah.
video.
I thought people might be exaggerating how bad he was, but if anything, they're under exaggerating how bad he is.
Right.
He's just got some ridiculous ideology he brings to every single aspect of everything.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd put better security on this compound after we already invaded the first time. Well, the Brigadier is very incompetent in this story. Unit is just useless.
My father just brought me Dairy Queen. I'm a happy man.
Good. Tell him to bring me some.
Tell him to bring me some. It's only 13-hour flight and all the airports are closed.
Look at this man. Also one of the boys talking about how he knows where he got this face from.
I knew where I got this face.
Because the children know my name.
Because the children.
When the stars are aligned correctly, and they believe the children can hear your name.
See, the thing that really annoys me is that in the Doctor Falls, it looked like his last line was going to be "There's no stars. Pity, I'd hope there'd be stars." That would have been a really nice last line for a Doctor. But
Yeah,
just have a whole other
you're right.
episode and then just have a shit pretentious speech at the end, which somehow is worse than the one Matt Smith made. It's less contrived, but is worse just in the fact that it's even more vapid and nonsensical.
Yeah.
God, I rewatched Time of the Doctor recently for that top 20 worst episodes live stream, and I'd forgotten how bad
It's
that
so
episode
bad.
was.
I did it for my Matt Smith rewatch for my channel. It was significantly worse than I remembered it.
It really is. I think my friend described it as the epitome of vacuous grandiloquence. But it's like it kind of portrays itself as this really deep and powerful and meaningful thing, and yet it's just a load of bollocks with no substance to it whatsoever.
But it only actually decides.
I
It only
haven't
actually,
watched Time of the Doctor since it aired.
I see. It only like tries to
Oh,
start
I
taking itself
told you
seriously
months ago.
about like a third in though. Like the first third is just Matt Smith, Jenna Coleman, wanky nonsense. Like it does absolutely nothing.
God, how glad am I that Clara is no longer in Doctor Who?
It's a great time.
God, if you come across, I won't say the name, but there's a Twitter user who's a ridiculous Jenna.
Oh, I
stan.
know who you're talking. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, if you look in their tweets and replies, they literally spend all day, every day, arguing with people who don't like Jenna Coleman and Clara. Who don't like Clara, obviously, like, there's no reason to dislike the actress, like, she's a good actress. But it just spends all day arguing with people who don't like Clara, saying that they're wrong. It's like, what
So
sad existence. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they called people sexist who don't like Clara as well.
yeah, they do.
The typical, oh, you're sexist or racist or whatever if you don't like this character. It's like, there's plenty of strong female characters I really, really enjoy. But Clara is just a shit character.
Indeed. Oh wait, Dylan. Actually, let me show you this. I got some new.
See, I mean, I think Bill is probably the perfect example of why Clara was crap, just in terms of comparatively. Because Bill was just a normal person. And that was so much more endearing. Like, she...
Indeed.
Oh no, but she wasn't just a normal person, Dylan. She wasn't. She was gay.
See, but beyond that, like beyond the constant reminding that she's gay, like honestly, Bill's a really good character.
Yeah, it wasn't a constant reminding, but it's the fact that it happened more time. Like, we basically had the same scene of her like saying, "Oh, I'm gay" to somebody who was hitting on her. Like that, we had that exact same scene too many times. That was the problem
Yeah.
there.
By the way, Dylan, look at the picture I just sent to the Skype chat. I got those bad boys in recently.
God, Colin Baker looks like a drag queen. Like, genuinely, I'm not like he seriously does that figure. It's a figurine he sent me. It's terrible.
It's not awful.
It's like his hair's bright, like beach blonde yellow, and then his lips are fully red.
I think specifically it's because it's based on his real time outfit. So they went directly off like off the images from real time. So like he had the really bright blonde hair in that.
But his lips are like proper red as well.
Which is weird because the other Cullen figure they have is has like Cullen Baker's actual hair color. It's quite good.
God, just Liz's skirt gets shorter in every episode she's in.
It does. I was getting really worried for what was it, the part 3 or 4 cliffhanger when she gets flipped over.
No, it's worse than Inferno Part 2 when she's reaching up to try and like pull the lever back.
Oh yeah.
Basically, her arse cheeks are just like a millimeter away from being revealed. It's like, Jesus, can you, like, mini skirts are good and all, but a little more length is probably appropriate.
When did I watch Inferno? Because there was some point recently where I rewatched Inferno and liked it.
But you don't normally like it.
I didn't like Inferno. Now I like Inferno.
Oh, good.
But
Ambassadors of...
But why did you not originally like Inferno?
I mean, it's not a story for everybody, to be fair, as much as I love it.
But it's totally Brian's style.
It is my style. The issue was, when I watched it, my mom kind of ruined it all for me because he was just making fun of it in the background, and I was just like, I couldn't actually pay attention to the story because of the constant mocking.
See, that's why I don't watch. That's why I don't watch Classic Who around my family unless I've seen it already. You know, at this point I've seen it all. But like, I remember one time I watched the Three Doctors with some family, and like, I was and like my mom passed by, and she started making fun of the gel guards for Omega.
You see, I'm probably different from all of you in the sense that my mum was actually the one who introduced me to Doctor Who, and she was like grew up watching Classic Who, and she's a very casual kind of fan, but it's like she actually was a fan. She's the person who like put Doctor Who on and said, "Watch this,"
See, what it's like for me is I like Doctor Who a lot. My dad is, he likes Doctor Who more than he lets on. My mom and my sister both hate it.
For me, it's like none of my direct family got me into it. My uncle showed it to me one time, and he grew up watching Classic Who, so... and now he thinks I'm a bigger fan than he is, so...
I mean, most of my immediate family are into it, in some way or another. I remember my cousin's still a big fan of it, and I remember when there used to be a Matt Smith fan girl, and that was quite funny.
For me, the only immediate family that watches it with me are my two siblings.
No, my dad and his siblings, except for my aunt, all like it. My grandmother likes it, and my grandfather used to like it.
That's the end of that. The Ambassadors of Death, Part 7, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. We're here already. This is the longest commentary we've ever done, and it's kind of gone by pretty fast for me, at least.
Wet your wallaby, will I?
You make my wallaby very wet, Brian.
Whenever I think of Australians, I think of that. I don't know why.
Whenever I think of Australians, I think of Jay and the love I have for that man.
I think of Tegan. And the way she shouts, "Hello!
Take me back to Heathrow!"
See, honestly, for me, like, I don't know why. Heathrow is more annoying, but Turlough is more iconic.
Turlough!
Turlough! It's actually not bad, Brian.
Like, seriously, the word Turlough is mentioned so much in Peter Davis. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the most used word in the Peter Davis series. Like, even more than and.
Wait, is it Terminus or Enlightenment where, like, the whole intro is Tegan looking for Turlough? It's like the whole beginning of the story.
No, that's like Terminus. Most of Turlough's episodes.
Planet of Fire opens. Turlough's like tossing in his bed, hearing Tegan yelling his name.
He flashes back to Tegan screaming his name at him. For some reason, Toberman's standing in the corner watching.
The doctor came to my 5th birthday party.
He wakes up. He wakes up in a cold sweat and was just like, "Who was that giant black man?"
You know, the guy who played Toman had a successful nightclub business in London. He's actually a really successful guy. Roy Stewart.
I don't know why I find that so funny,
I love that.
but it's hilarious.
He's a probably successful guy, Roy Stewart.
Huh. Cool.
It doesn't make it any less funny.
I want to go to Toberman's nightclubs, man.
Toberman's nightclub. He's both the owner and the bouncer.
It's like when you go in, there's like a bouncer there, like dressed up as Captain, says, "You will be discreet, understand?"
Let's see. Today in Doctor Who history, the Ark Part 3 and Talons Part 4. Cool.
You can't
That's a
talk about Talons.
That's the commentary we should do, Brian. We should do Talons.
But you don't even want to discuss Talons these days.
But I fucking love Talons. It's my second favorite Tom story.
You're only saying that because you love being racist, Joey.
No, Brian, it's a legitimately good story.
No, I do like Talons a lot. I'm just bullshitting with you. Guess I'm just a racist, huh?
You got it. Now say the M word.
No. I only have half the N pass.
Well, then use it right now.
See,
Use your half, Brian, and I will finish.
see, this is going up on a YouTube channel. No.
Brian.
Hey, Dylan, question.
Yeah.
What do you use to download YouTube videos? Because the website that I've been using for a while, it has gone down.
I use any video converter.
What is it?
That's an app.
Oh wait, Joey, what did you use?
I used this older one that I had, like, to the point where, like, I downloaded it. It was a YTD downloader.
You try Y to MP3 or YT MP3.
Well, what if you just want an MP3? What do you think about
Yeah.
Well,
So what was it? What was it again,
there's-
Dylan?
that? Any video converter, that's an app. It does all sorts of conversion stuff as well. So it's all around useful.
YT MP3 has MP3s and MP4 downloads.
Cool.
So
Because I was trying to get the Silurian score for the casting call, and I found that I wasn't able to use the app anymore. So I was trying to find a new one. So I just recorded off of OBS, just like a quick snippet of it. So,
also, you're downloading music illegally, are you now?
Brian, fuck off.
What?
No.
Yar har fiddly dee. You can listen to Big Finish for free.
Yeah, at least I don't listen to Big Finish. Brian, I have bought every single Big Finish download I have on my account, of which I am now up to. Hang on.
Oh yeah, geez,
How many
how many downloads do I have, I wonder?
You mean? Wait, did
Uh,
you just say you have bought all the downloads that are on your account?
Yeah. Of which there are 501.
Jeez, I
Holy
think you've got more than
fucking
me.
shit. He's a bigger Big Finish nerd than I am, that's for damn sure.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I have like lended a few big finishes off people. I only have
Ooh,
100.
ooh, are you listening to Big Finish for free? Are you a pirate, Dylan?
I have 157 downloads on my account, so.
I have 501, Dylan. You have no fucking excuse.
Although to be
I
fair,
have, like-
I also listen to a lot on Spotify as well. Like I listen to a good 100 Big Finish audios they put on Spotify.
That's how I think I listened to Cyberman 2 on Spotify. Or not Spotify, through my library.
Although Jacob's worse. I think Jacob's at over 600 right now.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, I'm trying to think how much money I must have spent on these downloads. It must be something ridiculous, like £800.
Fuck. The last time I asked
I've spent
the last
easily-
time I asked Jacob how many downloads he was at, he said 467.
I'm sure that was a while ago. You know,
I've
Jacob.
buying Big Finish a lot recently because I've went off it a little bit. Just because the new releases are very uninspiring to me. And like the most recent War Master release, I'm only like a couple of episodes in, but I'm not enjoying it as much as the other ones. I feel like it's kind of descended the same trap that a lot of other Big Finish has these days, of kind of being nostalgia wank first and
Wait,
original
one is it?
quality second. Anti-Genesis.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wait, Brian, didn't you say that was good?
I liked Anti-Genesis.
I haven't heard it all yet, so to be fair, it could improve. But so far,
I mean, it might
feels-
be second weakest of the War Master for me, because I really liked Master of Callus, right?
Master of Callus is one of the best Big Finish releases.
I liked Rage of the Time Lords 2 until Paul McGann showed up.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'd say the worst one of that was the Coney Island Chameleon.
Really? I really liked that one.
The only one of that set that really stood out to me was the first one in that little village. That was excellent. That was like really master stuff.
Is McGann in the last 2 episodes?
Yeah, he
Okay.
is. The last episode is
Because I've only ever heard only the good. That's the only one I've heard.
the last episode is really good. The Missing Link, I think that's the
Oh,
third.
right, Joey. Please, oh please, get the Master of Callus. You will love it. It's
I very much intend to because I'm working on finishing my Time War collection right now. I have all of the Gallifrey ones. I have the first volume of Eighth Doctor Time War. I have the first volume of War Master. And I have something else. What else do I have? Well, I have both the Classic Doctor's New Monsters ones with the McGann stories that are Time War based. Fuck, what else do I have?
All right. I'm just looking at the first Doctor Adventures Volume 4 because I'm thinking of getting it, and there's something very hilarious about the cover because the Doctor and Susan just look like they've seen a puppy get drowned, whereas Ian and Barbara are just smiling as if they've just been given a birthday present. Such a juxtaposition. They're like, yes, yeah, lovely, and then they're just like, oh shit.
I'm looking at it too. Oh my god, you're right. That's great.
Such a weird juxtaposition. Why are
Someone crop the image, post it to their Twitter, and say, "Talk about tonal clashing."
That is total clashing right there.
Oh, look at Michael Wisher, so young, so beautiful, so orange.
What are you saying? He's Donald Trump? Are you saying that?
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oh yeah, I've heard the Legacy of Time because McGann and that is Time War. Oh yeah, and I've heard all the War Doctor. That's the other one. Yeah, I've heard all. Of
I just need the Gallifrey stuff now, and Classic Doctor's New Monsters too.
Oh yeah, the Vashon Errata stories in those.
God, you guys have way more Big Finish than me.
I mean, I think we just more avidly collect it, and also Brian had that period where he was working for that website that gave him the account where he got them for free.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't listened to as much recently as I used to. I should get, because I've still got plenty of audios that I've bought and I haven't listened to that look really good. But
I mean, if I may make some recent recommendations, I really liked The McCoy trilogy this year has been great. I haven't heard the newest one yet, but the first two are great. Specifically, the Psychic Circus. If you like the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, that one's amazing.
I'm not. The Greatest Show in the Galaxy is all right. It's not my favorite thing. I mean, it's all
Well,
right.
I mean,
It's a good story.
even
but
then, I would say like Psychic Circus is on par with Greatest Show in the Galaxy as far as the quality of the stories.
Yeah, but it's also got the Dreyfus Master. So if you want to piss off literally everybody, go listen to it and then talk about how much you like his performance.
But I would actually.
I do like James Dreyfus as the Master. I enjoyed
He's
him.
great
in,
actor, and actually, I would say Psychic Circus.
uh,
Psychic Circus was his
the
best
whatever it was.
performance as
The
Master.
first Star Avengers one he was in. The Destination was.
That's it. Yeah, he was actually really good in Psychic Circus. I think that was his best performance yet.
What is blood on Santa's claw? I want to know what that one is.
Oh, that one was good. That's an anthology. It's all written by Ned Fountain.
Is everything written by Nev Fountain?
Yeah. The other three names on it are alter egos. Like, here are the three names. There is Alan Terrigo, alter ego, Susan Denom, pseudonym, and Andrew Lias, alias.
Oh, I might have to get this one. I'd forgotten about this. The one which has Cicero in, because I actually listened to that Cicero.
Oh, Tartarus. Yeah, Tartarus was great.
I listened to the Cicero miniseries and it was excellent. Like, seriously, go and listen to the Cicero miniseries that Big Finish did. That was really good. I've
heard the first episode and it was really good.
Yeah, Tartarus. What is it then? What's the one after that?
If you want to get it like without charge, you can get an Amazon Audible free trial like for a month, and you can get the Cicero series as like your free audio. That's what I did to listen to it.
So it's that Interstitial Piece of Fear and Warzone Conversion, because that whole trilogy is great. Tartarus, I would say, is the best one, but then it ends on a really good Cyberman story, that trilogy. So I think you would really like it for that, Dylan.
I'd consider it. Oh,
actually, Daughter of the Gods was really good too.
I need to listen to that, but I'm still catching up on Early Adventures.
And same with the Home Guard. Well,
I haven't heard Daughter of the Gods, but the soundtrack to Daughter of the Gods is wanktastic.
Right? Oh, you listened to it all? Isn't it great?
I did listen to it. I was like, it's a perfect blend of weird, modern synthiness and old 60s style stuff. It's like,
yeah.
Oh,
I'm still on Series 4 of the Early Adventures. Like, I've still got
I haven't heard Series 4, but it's the only series I haven't heard of the Early Adventures. Series 5 was excellent. Oh, did you hear Crash of the UK 201, Dylan?
No, I'm looking forward to getting that.
Oh, that one was the best one, that series.
Like, what I've heard is that Series 5 is brilliant.
Oh, Series 5 is one of the best. It's amazing.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I really, really enjoyed, what was it called? I'm trying to remember what it was called. There's a really good one to listen to.
What, in Series 3? Was it The Fifth Traveler, The Sontarans?
Oh, the Fifth Traveler was good. The Sontarans is one I haven't actually heard yet, but I own it.
Oh, The Sontarans is wonderful. And what's the third story? The Ravelli Conspiracy.
Oh, that's a good one. I did enjoy that.
And Age of Endurance. That was the first one.
I think.
Although honestly, nothing's got better than Domain of the Void so far in the.
Really? Because I actually really like An Ordinary Life. That's my favorite one.
I prefer The Forsaken over Domain of the Void.
Ordinary Life is just like, I don't know. It doesn't really go anywhere.
I like it.
As far as early adventures go, nothing has topped The Forsaken for me. I really like that one.
The Black Hole. The Black Hole's great.
The Black Hole's really good, but The Forsaken, Brian, I love that. That's a proper good Doctor Who horror story.
Ooh, actually, you know what? I don't know if either of you are Torchwood fans, but I listened to The Sins of Captain John, and I convinced Jacob to get it too. It was actually amazing. Like, utterly fantastic. Significant, probably my favorite January release this year.
I still haven't finished Torchwood, the TV show, so.
As long as you've seen Captain John's first episode, which is the first episode of Series 2, then you'll be good. Just as long as you know who his character is.
Yeah, I know who he is.
I listened to the Morton Legacy like a few months ago. I have to say, I really enjoyed it up until the ending.
Which one's that?
The Morton Legacy.
What's it in?
Early Adventures.
Oh, is that in Series 4?
Yeah, Series 4.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
I think the only one I've heard from Series 4 is The Wreck of the World.
The reveal in the ending is just like, it's trying to be a twist, which I suppose it kind of is, but it's just so mundane and silly.
Oh, actually, Dylan, did you hear the newest volume of the Companion Chronicles for the First Doctor?
No.
Ooh, that was really good. The last story's got David Warner in it. And
As
he's
I said,
really great.
I haven't heard many recent Big Finish stuff, to be honest. I haven't been listening as much of it recently. So
And the newest volume of Bernie Summerfield. That was all right. With more David Warner Doctor.
I do love the David Warner Doctor.
You know, it was actually really good. River Song Series 6. I enjoyed that a lot.
I refused to pick up Diary of River Song.
But you have an endorsement from both me and Jacob. Like River is really good on audio, and especially this newest volume. Or no, not the newest one. Volume 6. That was the best one so far.
Oh, is this episode almost over? Yes, it is. Thank God.
Paternoster Gang has been awful. I don't know why I keep buying it.
How would you buy that?
I don't know.
Like, I would pay not to have to listen to it.
Actually, the new volume of Third Doctor Adventures that came out earlier last year, Volume 5, with John Colshaw as the Brig and Daisy Ashford as Liz, was amazing.
Some of those spin-offs just don't work for me. Like, fucking having a spin-off about the Daleks and Cybermen makes sense, but I fucking can't get into Jago and Lightfoot, dude.
Jago and Lightfoot's amazing. Brian, Jago and Lightfoot is a million times better than your shitty fucking Dalek Empire and Cyberman.
I've got to be on Brian's side here. I can't get into Jago and Lightfoot.
No. Jago and Lightfoot.
I've got to agree, Dalek Empire's like boring bollocks. But on the other hand,
have you actually listened
Cyberman
to all of Cyberman though, Joey? I really like
Cyberman. Is great. Cyberman is great.
I haven't heard Cyberman, but Dalek Empire is god awful until the final series.
I'm looking forward to the Dalek Empire Time War series.
No, you are not, Brian. Fuck
I
off.
am. Nick Briggs said it's in the work, boy.
He's been saying it's been in the works for like what, 2 years now?
Well, yeah, they record up until like 4 years in advance, so like obviously
we don't even have don't even have an official like Big Finish page for it. Like Return of the Cybermen was just announced today. It's not coming out for like until November of 2021, and we already have a page for it, like to pre-order it.
True. I don't know. I'm still waiting. I'm still holding out. I want that Dalek Empire Time War series.
God, these ambassadors are just absolute chads. The ambassador chads of Chad.
The ambassador chads of Chad. Fuck me. That's great.
Chad Chassa Chads of
The Chad
Chads.
The Chad ambassadors of Chad.
What about Chadonis Maximus and
Chadonatus Maximus. He actually returns in the Big Finish audio.
Yeah, actually I heard that recently.
Starborn. That is a really good audio, actually. Starborn.
Sorry, I was wrong about that. I listened to The Suffering. That was a recommendation you made, and
that's a good one.
Oh fuck! What was the other one? It was another first.
The Suffering, when Stephen's like on the bus in Victorian times with like a skeleton next to him.
Wait, shit! What was the other one? It was The Flames of Cadiz. That was great.
Oh, I did like The Flames of Cadiz. That's a good one.
That's great.
Fucking Chadonatus Maximus, I love him.
He comes back in Big Finish, Brian. Starborn. You listen to it.
Chadonatus Maximus.
We got, and the best part is Maureen O'Brien voices Chadonatus Maximus.
So my question is, who is Maximus Chadonius?
Wait, what?
What?
There's two different things, because I've heard Dylan say Maximus Chadonius before. I'm not sure if he was...
That's not me. I say Maximus Chadonatus.
Maximus chat on it is. Alright. Fuck, who came up with that?
It was you.
Was it me?
Yeah.
It was while we were watching the Romans and for the marathon. Yeah.
At like 4 in the morning.
Yeah. I remember that. Fucking great.
That was the best part of that marathon, to be honest.
The Romans at 4 in the morning.
Maximus chat on it is.
You know, it doesn't feel like that long ago, but the last marathon was actually the Ark, and then the one before that was the Romans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, have you decided what the stories are going to be for your marathon coming up, Dylan?
I know what one of them's going to be. One of them's going to be the 5 Doctors, so I can play the drinking game of Rassilon, which is something I saw on Twitter the other day, where you have like a drink every time they mention
They say yeah.
which they mention a lot in the 5 Doctors. And then I'm thinking I'm probably going to do like the Dominators for the 2nd Doctor, but aside from that, it's not decided yet.
Okay.
So,
I'm communicating with people who are on whichever particular Doctor, which ones they want to watch.
so if I'm on 6 and 7, I'm gonna be there and you're just gonna be fucking hammered, is what you're telling me.
Like, is there any chance also for like someone to be on all of the Doctors, Dylan, or do we have to take turns?
I mean, Joey, if you want to be on all of them, I'm willing to have you on all of them.
I mean, of course, like that totally depends on my availability. Like I said, I'll get my
Okay.
work schedule soon, but I mean, I'll let you know.
Joey, if
Saturday.
you want to be on all of them, you can be on all of them. You're always a good influence on the video.
Much love, BV.
Maybe you can get drunk with Dylan.
Indeed.
Are you 21 yet, Joey?
No, but I will be soon. So, well, I
God,
say
I
soon.
can't wait till 21 to drink. I would have just given up on life by now if I wasn't able to.
Never mind, Joey. You're not allowed. I forgot your birthday's in September.
I mean, the stream doesn't need to know that. All right, that was the Ambassadors of Death. Did we have a good time?
Oh,
I sure
fuck,
did.
that was an abrupt ending. Shit.
Yeah, see, I told you it's a really abrupt ending. It needs another episode.
I can't believe how little we managed to talk about the episode we were watching.
Right? I think that
You're always surprised by this every time, and it happens every time.
See, Brian, like,
Jeffrey Beavers is in this?
Yeah. That's how he and what's-her-face met.
Carol and John, yeah. Oh yeah, but like, weirdly enough, this has been like the most off the rails we've been in a commentary, but we never got like too like aggressive with each other, which is weird.
I don't know. Brian was getting pretty aggressive earlier.
All right. I'd like to thank you both for being on. I only have 15 seconds to outro now. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I don't know if you actually watched the episode with me or us, whatever. Thank you both for coming on. I'm terrible with outros. Goodbye.